I'm not muted. Oops, sorry, y'all. I was making noise. I was running around doing stuff. Stands alone, good to see you too. Lane, it's been a minute. Pamela, good to see you. Yeah, Lane. See, you've been missed. How are y'all doing? It is crazy busy here. Tomorrow is supposed to be snow, sleet, or ice day. We don't know which yet. They kind of called off the... Thank you, Carl. How are you? I think they called off the snow. We're just supposed to get sleet. Who knows what we're going to get. And prayers for California, my goodness. I'm sure y'all have seen all that's going on there. So today, I went to work, and on my way home, I saw my high school friend outside putting some kind of covering on her windshield, keep it from icing over, and she gave me this cream that she made, and it's made out of tallow, frankincense, and castor oil. And then she gave me a lip balm that's tallow and vanilla bean, I think she said. I was all excited. Hey, Mary, good to see you. Yeah. Thank you for saying that, Pamela. A lot of phone calls, attorneys, DAs, a lot of work, a lot of... I figure, okay, if I spend 3 hours on each thing each day, this is going to get done. It was beef tallow, actually. Hey, Josh, how are you? And I told her, I said, I just got me some beef tallow. She said she had so much, it was more than a crock pot full. So she's been trying to think of ways to use it. And I guess she found this recipe somewhere. And so she's giving gifts. Thank you, Pamela. I don't know how that is, but I appreciate it. My voice is all, man. I'm not used to this cold weather. I was glad to have that Carhartt today. Our high today was 32, I think. Something like that. Too cold for Texas. Oh, yeah. Texas did not create fruitcakes. Just so y'all know. We were over at Bushcrafts listening to lemon balm and homemade vanilla. And now I gotta figure out how to make homemade vanilla. I used to get it from Mexico, but I won't get anything from Mexico anymore. That was back when it was safe to do so. I could put the link. I don't really have anything. After my last live, I got the expected response. I love it when that happens. 2 a.m. Ugh. And you're west of me, aren't you, Stands Alone? Yes, it is. And that's what she told me. She said, use it on your hands. If you have eczema, it clears it up. If you have, one of her granddaughters is using it for her acne and it's clearing it up. And I was like, well, yes, I will try this out. 4 hours. Oh, okay. Hello, Carl.
Hello. What kind of expected response? What you talking about?
Oh, you know, just the usual. I need help.
You were taking flack? Is that what you're saying?
It wasn't done maliciously or anything. It was just for your learning experience. Try this, you know.
What's up, JD? Sharon?
Okay.
So should I go back and read the comments or something on that?
Hey, John Dunn. If you want to, I'll wait.
Is that where you got the critiques putting their 2 cents in?
No. Wasn't any of the comments.
Well, I know one thing for sure. We ain't gonna make everybody happy.
Never. And that was the whole purpose of the title, actually, because there are 2,500. You realize how many that is? 2,500 different religions out there. Why? Because people can't agree.
Is that including the Star Wars religion, where people actually believe in that?
I don't know.
I read years ago it's actually like a Jedi religion or something that they made. I know some of those are some half-ass baked ideas, all right? I wouldn't count them all as religions.
Well, yeah. But
2,500 seems awful high. I'm gonna have to look into that.
It is high. 3 to 6 inches of snow and ice. Oh.
Yeah, I hope all the people that ain't used to that are faring okay.
All of y'all stay warm. That's when I went to work today, I was all bundled up. I didn't put gloves on. Probably could have, but I did warm up my car pretty good before I left. So that helps.
Yeah. I never cared much for gloves. I haven't worn a pair of gloves in a long time. I got them, but I hardly ever use them.
Oh, I use them. And
well, I get you girls using them. I mean, because I've seen how quick your hands get scratched up and stuff. But
yeah, well, they just get cold. That's how I walked in, and my boss was like a little nippy out there, and it started to stick my hand on his face. Little.
Hello, G-Mo. Al Bundy.
Good to see y'all.
I just watched some videos of the devastation down there in California. Saw a guy drive through what remains of a trailer park or something. There was nothing left.
Horrible. I know.
I'm thinking, I remember they were saying, I've never been there. I don't know a whole lot. I know a few people there. But I was understanding there was a large homeless problem there. And I remember Gavin Newsom and all that stuff.
Yes.
What happened? Where's all the homeless people? Did they get out? I mean, what did they help them? I mean, I'm not hearing nothing about that.
I don't even want to tell you my thought on that. It's a little dark.
I know. That's why I'm mentioning it. It is dark thought.
I did see some live coverage. ABG, there was a guy that had just left the mobile home park. While they were doing the live coverage, there was embers flying all around them. I wouldn't have been standing there covering that. Meat Puppet, it's good to see you. And
I saw things that shouldn't even be burned that burned.
Yes, I saw that also. And
Puppet.
The majority of the damage seems to be high-end homes. There was one I watched just earlier, and those two men were standing inside the house, and all you could see, it was windows like fronts and sides, and the kitchen and living room were open to that, and all you could see was flames all around them. And I'm thinking, how are they going to get out? They need to get out. I don't know. It's scary how quick the wind can turn it into, oh my goodness. And it 0% contained that on that one whenever they were talking about it.
Yeah, that wind blows even firefighters. If the wind changes on them, it can cook everyone in the moment.
Yes, and that they're even calling in firefighters, begging them to come and help. That's never been done, given a phone number for them to call if they can go help.
Well, I saw a staging area around the fire on the outskirts that it was just absolutely filled with emergency response personnel. I mean, filled.
Yeah.
Fire trucks, police, ambulances, brush trucks, all kinds of stuff. I mean, I think they're like, I don't know why they're holding back as far, probably because of a threat of the fire moving in a direction or something, but there certainly is a large emergency response present there.
But why aren't they using the choppers? I mean, that's
because they say the high winds, and the heat creates a vortex. That's true. If you add that to the wind, I'm imagining it's pretty damn dangerous.
Well, that's true too.
What's up,
Larry? Good to see you.
Well, that's the thing too, G-Ma. I know that they're gonna use any event they can get to their advantage.
Mary, I don't know who James Woods is. James Woods?
He's an old school actor.
Oh, okay. It wouldn't surprise me. That's what I meant by high end, like famous people driving the Mercedes and the Rolls Royce and all that. What's up, Bushcraft? Good to see you.
Personally, I don't think just because somebody's wealthy, they deserve anything like that. I mean, the corrupt and evil ones, somehow nothing will touch them. Somehow they're used to the flames. I guess it don't bother them.
Yes, we even have wildfires here, and we've had high winds, and that's a concern. That's why I said last time, keep your lawns mowed at least 50 feet from your home, all the way around. Keep anything explosive away from your home.
You just reminded me of something too. I heard that some while ago, seems like a few years back, that people were banned from cleaning up any forest debris. Like you weren't allowed to clean up the forest floors. Now, here in Michigan, there's nothing like that. You clean the forest floors, especially around your homes and your livestock and your barns, because if a
That
fire
brush,
does start, that's just doomed to everything you have that's covered in all that forage, all that forage debris. But I heard in California they don't let you do that. So if that's true, that's just asking for it.
it is true. They have not, so most of it's owned by national parks. From what I understand, I could be wrong. But yeah, even here, the government will pay for you to remove the cedar because when the cedar catches fire, it explodes. And when it explodes, then of course those embers go flying all over the
Well, that's
place.
not cedar that does that. I've seen pine trees do that too. Anything with a lot of sap in them, you
Yeah.
know.
Yes. That's Mary. He did. I remember that. And saying that they had all the water they could possibly need and he was going to channel water in. And I don't know what happened to all that.
Well, they cut off their water supply a couple of years back. I remember seeing videos all over about that.
No, G-Mom, nobody took my tree. You don't have cedar trees. And yeah, I know. Well,
I'm pretty sure Gma actually. I'm pretty sure Gma actually knows that area.
yeah, she probably does. I have never been down that far south. I called my brother to make sure that they weren't close to the fires because they have been before, but not this one. They're not even close. So, yeah, his will get because they don't have air conditioning there, and so they would have their windows open and it would get so smoky in the house. Then they'd have to shut the windows. Then they'd start baking because it was during the summer, I guess, whenever they were having that fire. And then
Look what Larry says.
that was done during the Clinton administration. And the brush fire there, they claimed it hurt some bugs. Yes, don't worry about the people. Let's worry about the bugs.
Yeah, well, the bugs are not okay now.
And the wildlife, everything. Yeah. Ice plant. Oh, that sounds interesting. I'll have to look and see what that is.
I take it you know that area too, Larry. I used to really want to go to California. I mean, I still do, but I don't want to. I don't want to like I used to. I don't think
No,
they're going to let me there at all.
I don't. The bugs are fireproof. Yeah. I think roaches are. I've seen videos where they adapt to anything. You can put them in the freezer and they'll live. You can put them in the oven and they'll live.
Mm. I don't
Yeah.
know. It would just really suck to be living in a tent in some rural ditch somewhere when a flame like that come through. All I could think about is what they. I don't even know. I've never even seen like video of the amount of homeless, but it made it sound like there was a whole bunch there. Why is nobody mentioning that now?
I don't know. But yeah, they were showing streets and streets of them. It's the same as everything else, Carl. They mention it and poof, it's gone. You don't hear another word about it. We'll just shove this under the rug.
Well, some of the footage I did see, there were cars stopped in the middle of the road, burned out. I mean,
Yes,
the only time that that would happen is if somebody panicked and actually had to run from their car, you know?
yes. The cars had started catching fire and they were leaving their vehicles. And then the fire department was having to bulldoze them out of the way because that was their way up.
I saw that, but what I was talking about, it was more isolated incidents. Like, around every corner or something, you'd see a car sitting on the main highway or the main road. I don't even think they're roads, like they're side roads. I don't know.
Hmm.
I just watched like an hour video a guy posted of the devastation in that area. I was kind of surprised he got into that area the way it was still burning in little patches and smoke all over.
So you think it's kind of like, I don't know, Lahaina?
Oh no. I mean, how would I know? How would any of us know? Everything
True.
is suspicious. I've already said that. Everything to me is suspicious now.
Yeah, and if they're electric cars will stop working, lack of oxygen.
Yeah, well, that would be if the car ain't gonna work, you ain't gonna breathe. Let's put it that way.
Oh. There's ice plant from LA to Mexico.
And I guess I better reword that because I don't know how susceptible newer vehicles would be to that. I wonder if they would be more or less so, you know?
I wonder if that's what I have in my backyard, that ice plant. Remember, I was telling y'all that there's some kind of, it's like a ground covering, and but
Yeah, I thought that was
it's
porcelain, though.
it was shiny, like it was out there sparkling in the sun, and I was like, look how pretty this looks. But taking a picture of it, you couldn't capture that sparkle. It didn't look the same.
Didn't you show us a plant that's known as purslane? It's a ground cover. It's also edible.
I don't know. I don't remember.
A lot of people think that's some kind of a bad plant and stuff. That's actually pretty tasty.
Charge for the coroner. I'm terrified. Works forensics. I'm worried. Oh, Pamela, we'll keep her in prayer. Yeah, Norm.
Yeah, that's what make me wonder, bushcraft, because I've seen a lot of old brush trucks, and you'd think that those brush, I don't remember hearing of any like special air filter or nothing on them, but that's
Dang
got
it.
me wondering.
See, and that's Larry. That's me. Well, I have insurance, but it's way undercovered. It's not enough to replace what I have.
Well, I just read that State Farm dropped hundreds of insurance policies before the fire hit. What's up with that? What's up, chessboard, Jerry?
Yeah. Oh, I'm
But again,
still.
it's like even the news stories I hear, Bonnie, I'm not so sure. Some of them seem like they're meant to just piss us off. So I don't know how
Yeah,
much truth there really is to it.
I know.
Because I just heard, oh, well, now California's donating a whole bunch of fire equipment to Ukraine. Well, great. You guys just had a fire. You were out of water. You were out of equipment, out of funding, but you're going to give. I mean, to me, that's like rubbing in on our faces, trying to piss us off.
Hey, Jerry, please pray for Abby and her husband. I am really worried. See if you can contact her, Pam. Emma.
Well, I've seen there's 5 deaths reported. The
Oh,
devastation I've seen, that's pretty impressive that there's only 5. I mean, 5 is bad. Or I'm not saying it's not
yeah.
bad. But if there isn't a whole lot more from what the devastation I've seen, that's surprising.
There was no water.
No bushcraft. I stay away from the mainstream media. I stay away from CNN, MSNBC, NBC, CBS, and Fox. I get all of my information from small people like you, Bush. I'd rather get it from that source. I don't trust any of the big ones anymore. For years, I haven't done that. So,
bless your heart. I know how that is. True, John. So true. And that's also true, bushcraft. Yeah. A lot of weird things happening. How long has it been since that hurricane? Was that, has it been 6 months?
Since what?
Since that hurricane, that last one.
I don't think it's quite 6 months, but it's close.
We need to start timing these things. We need to start timing these events. See if there's... I'm always trying to find puzzle pieces, put it together.
Well, all my life, I could remember events like this happening. What I don't remember is all the political involvement in them. Yes. FEMA did this. FEMA didn't do this. This senator did this. This senator didn't do that. The president said this. The president didn't say this. Each event now has a political application to it, and that's what's different. Where's all the the good stories, the support? They should be showing like the emergency responders. I saw parking lots full of them. Where's all the stories on the people that came from all around to help all of them right now? They're going to show us all the bad part of it. All the news. They're going to make it look as dark as they can make it.
Oh, goodness, Pamela. Julie, it's good to see you. I think it just depends on who it's affecting. If it's movie stars and stuff like that, possibly. If it's having to do with anything, because there's a lot of in Pelosi in California and other high up people. I don't know where Newsom is. I know they wanted to build a bridge between something for them to travel more easily. Wishes do come true. Yeah, there's always somebody that has it worse. And I know, but it's hard.
What's going on, Watt? Did you see any of that mythical snow yet, Watt?
Hey, Watt, What's
up, Runner?
They want us scared, so we accept whatever they offer as a solution. Exactly.
Chessboard, I don't ever bet. Something I just don't do.
I'll put the link again. See if Watt wants to come up. Or bushcraft. Bushcraft, I don't think you've ever been up here.
I think bushcraft, he might have been on your panel a couple of years ago. Seems like, he used to be coming around a little more back then, but I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I've seen Bush on a lot of panels. No mythical snow yet.
Yeah, we haven't had any snow. I know. Ridge Runner, good to see you. I don't see you, but they say you're here.
You can't see Tennessee Ridge Runner?
Oh, there he is. Yes, I see him. I had to
Okay.
scroll up there. Yeah. I would rather have y'all's horrible snow than sleet and ice. Definitely.
Oh yeah, we do, Bush. There's plenty of snow here. There's been snow on the ground for almost 2 weeks now.
There he is. Hey, welcome.
Here I am. It's good to see y'all. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Gary. I'm just used to it, Bush. I'm thinking about all the people that ain't used to it. I mean,
Hey,
Michigan is supposed to have snow. To me, there's a bunch of places that really ain't supposed to have snow right now.
Hey, Marshmallow. No, and that's one of the weather reports I was reading said this typically happens in October, and I was like, October? No.
Yeah.
That's not typical here.
Oh no. Shoot, October, we're still sweating bullets and swatting mosquitoes.
Yeah.
What's up, Marshmallow Man?
I don't know. Friday, they say it could get pretty bad here Friday. The high is only going to be 37, they say, with an 80% chance of rain. So we'll see how that goes.
I got a request, Watt. If you get snow, please make a video of your astonishment. I would like to see
I
that.
will. If it snows here in Augusta, Georgia, I promise you, there will be a video of astonishment.
All right. I'm not going to say I look forward to that because I don't want to wish that on you. But
yeah, don't you put that on me, Camo. But heck, if it's going to be the high of 37, we might as well get snow. You know what I mean? If it's freezer weather.
Well,
that is my logic.
Our high today is 32.
Really?
Yes.
Man, y'all were colder than us.
Marshmallow Man, good to see you.
That's my logic right there, Waters. If it's going to be cold, it might as well look cool. So bring the snow. If it's going to be that cold, I want the snow.
Yeah. It's just a thing. Where I'm located in Georgia, it's normally not snowed. It's usually that icy mix, and you already know how that goes.
Yes. And with y'all have way more moisture and water than we do. Let's see what the humidity is today. Because yesterday it was 19.
Well, my
it's up
moisture
to
meter. My moisture meter says it's pretty dry here because my tobacco is crunchy.
I want to see a snowman or woman, your choice.
Hey, if there's enough snow to make a snowman or woman, whatever it chooses to identify as, I'll make one. I hope we don't get that much snow, but if it's going to be that cold, it might as well.
I wonder if I made a snow woman and then put Frosty's hat on it, if she'd come alive. She'd probably be cold as hell anyways.
Could be. Oh man.
I don't know. I kind of count on that if I lose, because I'm in a double wide, and y'all know they just go up like a matchbox. It's just gone. I think it takes 5 minutes, and the mobile home that was here before mine, it completely burned to the ground. Maybe that's why I got this property so cheap. Oh well. I have, but I have the fire extinguishers. I have the fire blanket. I have all these things that.
Yeah, I saw that chessboard. That's flipping ridiculous. He's just trying to piss us off before he leaves, I think.
Arizona.
No, Elaine already had an ice queen. That's what I mean. I rethought that. I was thinking it probably wouldn't work.
10 inches. No.
Yes. Mm.
Oh no, chessboard.
Yeah, anything he does, anything this administration does, I'm not going to be surprised if all of a sudden it's found out that the 2020 election was all bullshit and they undo everything they did because it was an illegal administration. That's still a possibility in my mind. I'm not counting on it. I'm hoping for it. We'll see.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those things. It's almost like too little, too late. That's like with old Zuckerberg announcing that they're gonna bring back free speech to the fake book. Yeah, that's cool. But what about all the people that were demonized and outcast because what they said didn't align with what was supposed to be said? Or
Right.
vice versa.
So he's going to remove all the fact checkers. Now what are they going to call it?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? They're just going to make some new.
Truth seekers. Who knows?
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, I mean, it's what good does that what good does that do you when millions of people were demonized and shamed on your platform for simply speaking the truth?
I'm going to tell y'all one that I saw on Facebook today. One of my friends posted this. They really have no shame. They knew. Why didn't the unjuiced do more to warn us? The unvaccinated knew what we didn't. Some of them said too little. Most said nothing at all. A lot of blood is now on their hands. And so in response to that, then she sounds like she's a doctor. And she said, no, you don't understand. The healthcare providers weren't allowed to speak and were threatened by government and the pharmaceutical companies to speak with your license.
Yeah, I've seen some of that too. They were silent.
All the people that lost their credibility, their money, homes, businesses, and stuff. People lost so much from the last 4 years over that whole ordeal.
Yes.
Good to see you, Benji.
For what? For simply stating what they believe to be true?
Yeah.
And it's insanity.
Well, my response to her was, so when a nurse told me that if we didn't get it, that she had no problem with just letting us die, I said, so I have no trust in the healthcare system now, and I know I'm not the only one. And I said, I feel for y'all having to go through that, but at the same time, look what it's doing to just the regular person that doesn't trust going into the hospital or getting anything done that could possibly need to be done, save their life, whatever.
What's up, Wayne? Really?
Just keep in prayer. Lily, good to see you. Wayne.
Definitely. It's good to see y'all.
You see, I saw a report where lefties, commies, whatever you want to call them, are all afraid that they're going to be put in camps that they're, training and arming themselves because they're so afraid Trump is going to put them into re-education camps and concentration camps. Well, what the
Hmm.
fuck? They wanted to re-educate us. They
Yes.
wanted us in camps. So now they're worried about it?
Yeah.
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 Can't even say camping no more.
Hmm.
They didn't demonize the word camping, Carl.
Yeah. Well, at least you still got bushcrafting, right?
Yeah. Please don't take that from us.
We'll just come up with another word. We'll just call it roughing it. How's that?
There you go.
I've been camping for 5 fucking years. I'm about ready to go hoteling, Watt.
Oh, I
What?
can see you. I can see you up in there in the 5-star resort.
Swimming pool, room service, you
Oh,
know,
why not?
one of
You're
those
gonna do it
fancy
big.
beds.
Do it big.
Yeah, get
Goodness.
one of those fancy beds. You put the quarters in and it goes wah for 30 seconds till you put the next quarter in.
I couldn't have even afforded to do that. I just found a van, like a van motorhome. It has two small beds, um, like cot size, I guess, and then it has a kitchen. I don't think it had a stove, maybe a sink, but I have a hot plate, so that doesn't matter. I told my daughter, and it's like $1,200. And I said, okay, something sounds fishy about this, but I'm still going to check into it. Yeah, they sent me an email, and it just the way the email reads, oh, and you got to go through eBay and blah, blah, blah. And I said, nope, nope, out of this one. I can't
Yeah.
believe there's so many people out there just, but there's still some good priced ones that are legit.
Oh
But
yeah.
that's what I'm looking for. I want to be able to, because what costs the most when you're traveling is a place to stay.
Oh yeah. Even on the
I
low end,
don't
it's
know.
expensive.
I've been seeing a whole lot of road rigs, modifications and stuff. I don't know if it's because I watch stuff like that, but it seems like there's more people doing it. And I even hear some people in the community considering about making a mobile getaway vehicle. But there's a guy I watch, he's a young guy. I've been watching him for years. It's called Exploring with Josh. And he goes all over the world. I've seen this guy in China and Russia and all over the place.
Yeah, I've seen his channel.
And he's got some young guys that he meets up with, and they do explores together. But today I saw a video of his new exploring rig. He took an old school bus, a short one, and modified it, or at least paid somebody to modify it into a mobile home. And that,
Yeah.
like you said, that thing's nicer than his apartment now. I mean, it's all brand new and sweet looking.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't even have nothing that nice because I'd scratch it and get it dirty and then I'd feel bad. I like this thing. If I dent or scratch it, I just pull out a can of paint and fix it.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah, I
wait. I
like.
spent a couple hours today. I found out that there's a 23-mile road I could drive right down to the Colorado River in the bottom of the Grand Canyon. It's on an Indian reservation. It only costs like $30 to use the road all day, and you can camp out on site. And I watched a few videos on it, and then I mapped it out on Google Earth and stuff. But I can't wait, man. That's the kind of stuff. I don't need no hotel, really. I was joking about that. I've got a rolling home,
Oh
but
yeah.
it's they were talking about, you go to the other side of the canyon to get the tours with everybody else, and everybody sees all the same stuff. This is not something everybody even knows about. Most people don't even know you can drive down there in there. That's more like what I was looking for.
$30 to use a road for a day? I have
Well,
never heard the thing.
it would cost you 50 something to go on the tour on the other side.
That's something else. I guess because you're going into the Grand Canyon and it's like a park thing.
I posted a couple of videos on my community page of footage of going down to it. Apparently, like in the 1920s or 30s or something, there used to be the first hotel down in there. That's been gone a long time. Oh, actually, no. They built the hotel in the 1800s and it was gone by the 1920s, I think. But
Man, could you imagine when that was open?
yeah, you know, I saw these guys, some history on it. There's a couple guys actually drove the first car down there in like 1914.
Wow.
And it was like a Stewart's Bearcat or something, you know, one of those old
Yeah.
open cockpit cars.
Yeah.
They showed pictures of them sideways in the ditch and shit, you know, because if that old car could make it down there, I know my truck can. Plus, they
Oh, no
made
doubt.
Goodness, Benjamin.
Wait a minute,
Yeah, like-
Benji, you mean they walked right in your apartment while you were sleeping?
Well, they can do that. So, if he had
You
noticed,
don't never do that to me, man. That's how you get shot.
they're supposed to give you 24 hours notice because in an apartment, you usually have a security lock that they don't have a key to. Nobody has a key to it. It can only be locked from the inside. And so, but since what happened, I'm sure he doesn't lock that because they're the ones that saved his life, really. No, they gave 48 hours.
That's different. They give you notice, I guess. But man, you just walk into my. I already went through that. I almost killed someone. You know?
But I was thinking, I bet they were checking to see if he was breathing since he was sleeping after what happened.
Some people just heavy sleepers, you know. They'll sleep through an earthquake.
I did. After I got done working and going through all the legal stuff and on the phone for hours, and I was sitting here after that, and I started playing solitaire and conch. And I woke up at 7:30, and I said, "Oh wow, I haven't done this in a long time." And then I saw Bushcraft was live and went over there and was like, and then he said he was ending it, and I said, "Yeah, I need to go live." Here we are.
Here we are.
Somehow I knew you were going live tonight.
Well, I haven't seen anybody doing that on Wednesday nights. And so I was like, okay, I think it's an all clear.
It's hump day. It's free game. You know, it's the middle of the week. And they always do funky stuff with the algorithms. Like, still, it'll be somebody, it'll say they're live, and then I'll click on it, and they give me the notification after the fact. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
They do that. And I also noticed like everybody who made a community post saying something like Merry Christmas or Happy New Year or Happy Thanksgiving, I didn't see any of those posts until 3 days after it already happened. Same on Facebook.
Same here.
I find that mighty suspicious.
Yes.
Yeah, and then they think, well, dang, who is this guy? He's just replying 3 days later, you know? Oh, I'm just seeing it. Telling me Happy New Year in February. What's going on?
I mean, I'll be honest. I saw so much of that Watt that I know it's got to be intentional.
Oh, yeah. You see it.
Yeah.
I mean, when Facebook admits that they were doing it, you know what I mean? It's, you know, every uh, social thing does that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's,
I might just be testing Facebook.
they're pissing me off. And that's what I told this one lady. They're fixing to start this group. And I said, I'm really interested in getting in that. And then we had a workshop yesterday, and I didn't see any reminders. And so at 8:30 last night, I remembered there was a workshop and I was going to be there because it's the city council thing. And so I told someone, I put a post about some hypocritical stuff that is going on, and
Yeah.
said in there, because somebody said, well, I go to the city council meetings and I haven't seen any of you there, and blah blah blah. And I was like, I've been there and just completely forgot about the workshop. And I said, there's should be another way for us to get notifications. I'll put my phone number and send me a text, something.
Is this through Facebook, the group meetings?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I
And
do like that feature. Some of the groups on there, that's why I hadn't been on there for so long, but I do like some of the gardening groups and stuff like that, or like the marketplace feature. I like using that.
yes.
I've got a business page there that I used that when I finally go on the road, I'm going to open it back up and modify it to like a mobile sew and repair deal. But I've got lots of stuff on it. It was a successful business page. But after I had to close the shop after COVID, I shut it down, put it in dormant state. Supposedly it's still there. We'll see.
It is definitely a new year. Camo Carl might be the reason I go back to Facebook. Man, all type of new leaves are turning this year.
Well, they came down on me pretty hard there. You know, they were giving me strikes for shit. You know, there's a feature that says only me for the privacy setting, meaning if you post something, it only shows you. It's on your page. No one
Yes.
else can see it. All right. And I posted memes to keep for myself that way. It was like storing them. And I had one about the Hunter laptop. And 2 years later, all right, it was the setting was only me. And 2 years later, they gave me a strike for that, being where it was only I could see it, but they still gave me a strike for it.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I used to save a lot of stuff there. And so I tested it a few days ago to see how strict they are now with posts. And what was this post? It'd take me a minute to get to it.
All right, maybe I'll re-download it. Maybe.
You do find me. There's enough people that found me on there now that you'd probably be pretty easy.
It's pretty. It probably wouldn't be too hard. A lot of that stuff's integrated. You know, like if you go on Facebook a lot and YouTube a lot, you'll start seeing some of the same channels on there start popping up.
Gee, it's 50 gigahertz. How's it?
Stop. Yep.
Well, it was like I don't know, months ago. All of a sudden, the Donald Trump pages were back on Facebook.
I put this thing about 5G.
This is what's called a
Like,
double-stranded.
It's pretty detailed and tells you exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And so then after that, I put a couple of recipes like la la la. I'm not doing nothing bad, but it's still there. They didn't flag it. They haven't done anything yet. Knock on wood.
Well, that's interesting, Pat. Yeah, those memories, man. That's it's got its pros and cons. That's definitely one of those things where I really sometimes okay, cool. That's what I was doing 10 years ago. But on the other hand, shit, man, that's what I was doing 10 years ago. It's like it could be either or with those memories.
Either way, yeah.
Well, and also Google, that's a Google thing, because when I take pictures on my phone,
Yeah, my photo memories pop up, yeah.
Yes. And then those memories will pop up on Facebook too. And it's, yeah.
Well,
it's weird in a way, but it's
that.
cool how it groups that stuff together, because sometimes it's been stuff that I forgot I took, and I star it or save it again right quick.
Yeah.
Well, I set a lot of settings. All right. Facebook used to allow you to do a lot of preventative measures, and I took advantage of that. All right. So you can limit what people see. You can, you can block certain things. I blocked, I don't know how many fact checkers, Then they started making fact checkers that were unblockable. Go figure.
Yeah.
Anyway, and there was a bunch of privacy settings. I never allowed them to use my photos or anything like that. So if you were like to search me up, it's not going to show you all that, body. It's a settings thing. I'm not sure that you can still use those settings like you used to be, because they have changed their policy. And in the beginning, all right, when I first started Facebook in like 2008 or something, I wish I would have screen captured it, but I know that I probably could find it somewhere. It's an agreement. Facebook promised to keep all my information private. All right. They've already broken that agreement by sharing out any type of information about me for advertisers or anything. They broke that agreement. And I'll tell you, if I ever get a chance to do something about it, I'm joining that crowd, because there's a very likely to be some class action suits coming up against Facebook, maybe even against YouTube.
Probably all of them. Yeah.
In 30 years, if you or anyone you know was subscribed or ever used Facebook, please contact the Johnson & Johnson law firm.
Right. Could be some of that. Could be a bunch of that coming, Watt, if you think about it.
I don't know.
Oh.
Who knows?
That's why it's online.
Hey, I've even heard talk about fixing the Smith-Mundt Act, where they can no longer legally push propaganda. They could be held responsible for it now. So, like I said, we got 11 days.
I might have to switch to my phone.
All right, stand by.
I mean, not yet, but my computer's heating up.
I'm in standby mode already.
I think I've been on standby mode for years.
I wonder if darkening it has anything to do with it. I went to the night mode so I didn't have that. Yeah. And I noticed whenever you do that, like if I am on camera, there's no glare on my glasses.
Well, the brighter your screen is, Bonnie, the more power it uses. It's like a flashlight.
Oh,
so
then that's not it. So John said earlier, the drone thing just kind of disappeared, and then Elaine's saying, and then
yes, the Hollywood Hills is on flames now. That's the new story.
New Orleans and Trump Tower thing just gone into the abyss. Yeah, they just keep.
The sky is burning.
We're not hearing. We're not hearing anything about drones anymore, or aliens, or.
Yeah, Chessboard said something about that. No more drone talk.
Oh, it was Chessboard.
Everything, though. They talk about it, and then all of a sudden it's gone. Something new is going to be next. They just don't even talk about it no more. It's maddening. It has to be intentional. It has to be the manipulation of the masses. That can be the only,
Well, They did make a song about it, Carl.
I'm sure they did. Which one do you think?
Hollywood's bleeding, vampires feeding, darkness turns to dust. Everyone's gone, but no one's leaving.
Oh, wow.
Who's that?
That would be Post Malone, Hollywood's bleeding.
Huh.
Hmm.
That's the guy with the tattoos all over his face.
Yeah. I don't know.
All
It's,
right.
Of course, I hear these songs and like you, the lyrics stick in my head. But when I saw that story, that particular lyric, it's just like,
I had a few going through my head, like that Blue Oyster Cult one. Cities aflame now with rock and roll. Oh. You know,
dude, I heard the craziest song on the radio today. Well, it might not be crazy, but I never heard of the group. It was called the United States Presidents, I think. It was called Peaches. Have you ever heard that song?
no, I have not, but I can understand why it would catch a Georgian's attention.
Yeah, I don't know what radio. I just did the scan and it went on. I guess it was a rock station, and yeah, I Googled it and looked it up. I said, "Wow, I've never heard this song." But yeah, Peaches. That was pretty funny.
Who was that? Peaches and Herb. There was a group in the 70s. Was it Peaches and Herb and Peach? What was that? And there was something
Oh,
else.
I'm sure.
That's awesome, Elaine. That's how you do it. Word of mouth. That's always been the best way of communication, hasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Advertising, whatever. Donna, this daughter of mine, she needs to change her schedule.
Uh-oh.
At 4 a.m., I'm telling her, go to bed. I need sleep. Go to bed.
Yeah, Benji, that's right. Peaches and Herb. That was a band. I'm pretty sure Bonnie would like that music.
And I haven't seen her emerge yet. It's like, no.
That was mellow listening from the 70s.
All right, I'm looking. Peaches and Herb.
Well, Herb, but it's spelled the same
Oh,
way.
yeah.
Why is that spelled? Why is Herbert not Herbert? If it's Herb.
Could be. I've never met a Herbert, not to my knowledge.
Or an Herbert.
There's a Peaches and Cream lyrics, too. 1978, disco bar. Why would you think I like disco?
I didn't know it was disco. I take everything I said back.
Oh, man, we got him. We got him.
But I think Benji's right. It's chicks music. Oh, yeah. Reunited and it feels so good. Reunited and it's understood.
Yeah, all those like you said, easy listening music. Yeah.
So you'll know it as soon as you hear it. Yeah. What's that song?
We just made Wayne throw up.
Sorry, Wayne. It's the love. Love is in the air.
Because You Can Shake My Tree. And so that's earlier I was looking for that song and then I found this one and I was like, oh, I really like this one. And so that's how this came about.
I don't know if I've heard the song.
Listen, that song, Shaking Your Tree, that Shaking Your Tree is a very old song. It was done by
Yeah.
some blues artist back in the 20s or 30s or something. But there's a version of it by David Coverdale and Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin. It's impressive as hell. That's a jam.
I think I heard that one. Yes,
That's
somebody would
get
like,
down.
not me.
Shaking my tree. Sounds
It's
like
not
a
what
Ronnie
you're thinking.
Millsap song.
It's not heavy music, you know. It's not what you're thinking, Bonnie. Just because it's those two rockers doesn't mean it's like that. It's more impressive than you think.
Mm.
Can't play it here, I know, but Coverdale and Page is what it's called.
Mm.
Trees in Georgia, they've been shook enough. They need a little. They need a little rest.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what I was talking to someone yesterday about fruit trees, because we have a lot of peaches, a lot of peach orchards and vineyards. So,
Oh yeah.
You know, I did a video a couple of years ago driving my truck, and I had a peach sitting on the dashboard, and that's all it took. I think it was Emure Huckleberry that came on the video and said, "Man, that peach reminds me of somebody."
That is going to be a big issue with this cold weather. It is going to affect a lot of your certain crops. Yeah.
that's it. Benjamin got it. Where did I see it? Steve Miller Band. Really love your peaches, want to shake your tree.
There you go.
Don't forget the wow.
But that's what I was thinking. Okay, what other fruit trees can we grow here? Because my granddaughter planted a pomegranate. Well, it died, but it wasn't near a water source. And I kept telling her, you better start hauling buckets of water over there because there's no water source.
Oh no, my grandpa grew all kinds of peppers. His whole backyard garden down there in Texas was just different kinds of peppers.
Yeah, we can grow peppers like crazy. But I'm talking about fruit trees. I don't know
Trees, peaches, maybe certain types of pears, maybe. Of course, you could always grow stuff like strawberries, blueberries, blackberries. You know, all your different berries. You know.
That's true. And I know my grandmother had a fig tree.
Figs, yeah, figs are a good one. You should be able to grow figs good in your area.
Just for it, I don't think I know that song. I have to look that up.
But yeah, definitely peaches. Yeah, I would assume y'all could have good peach orchards because y'all's climate's pretty much almost the same with ours as far as the growing zone.
Yes.
And
Big old Carolina.
Any direction, there's tons of pecan orchards and peach orchards in any direction.
Yes, we have pecans everywhere. Pecans.
They do it different in Texas. You know, y'all do your own thing. That's why we love y'all.
I saw that fruitcake comment.
I mean, that's what they say. I don't know. That's what the internet tells me. I don't know. I have to Google it.
I think that people used to re-gift those fruit cakes because I think I saw the same fruit cake through a few years of my youth where everybody just passed it off on to somebody else. It always looked the same. Nobody ever ate it.
They're horrible. But I saw this little old lady making one, and I think it was in Germany. And I'm thinking it started somewhere over there.
Yeah, probably European somewhere. I would guess.
But those people liked them. I don't like
Where are you European? What?
fruitcakes.
Wherever I
Oh.
find a safe place. Yes. I mean, I'd try a good one if somebody baked one. I mean, if, you know, a homemade one, but I probably had one of the ones that Carl was talking about. I probably had one that was a 3-generational old one, and that's the one that I tried, and it just gave us like, oh man, this is horrible.
Yeah,
This is like how you think wallpaper would taste.
Yeah,
you probably got that. It was probably the same one.
That's what I'm saying. We might be related some type of way. We both ate off of the same fruitcake.
Man, I haven't seen that cake since like 1985, man. You probably have that.
That's probably, yeah. By the time I got to it, it was probably like 94, 95 when I got a slice. So, yeah.
Hey, Cola. Good to see you.
I mean, that's a 3-generational cake. That's bigger than a 7-layer cake.
A bunch of little old ladies made the originals, and that's what's still floating around.
Yeah, it's like the sourdough. You always got to have a little piece to throw in the next one.
Right. Friendship cake. We used to do those. You set the mixed fruit on the counter to ferment, but those are good.
You know, the one I saw, the one I'm talking about, I think you could have used it for like a tractor tire. I think, it wasn't edible. I don't think that shit's edible.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
What?
Jerry, I can't, man. I was actually a card member for something called the Dread Club out of Detroit. It was Detroit rockers engaged in the abolishment of disco music. And there was all these codes of conduct that you have to follow and stuff. And you got discounts at the record stores and stuff. You bought, and you get discount merchandise from the radio station and stuff. But man, we won. Disco is gone. Rock and roll still exists. So we won that war. And the way I see it, disco is dead.
Man.
Dead.
James even knows. WRIF, baby. Somebody here knows.
Coming at you live.
Holy shit, James. Nice to meet you.
Hope we just have some rain this summer. Last summer was brutal.
James, are you Dave's brother? Are you that James?
I actually used disco records for skeet. All right. It made good skeet, and I figured that's why they called it disco.
Could be. Some people would say that.
Dave, hi, nice to meet you, James. Dave, which Dave?
Dave's not here, man.
Okay, all right.
Oh man, I missed him. He ain't here.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. It's good to see you, James.
Nothing matters but the weekend from the bruiser's point of view, like a cat up in the kitchen. WRIF was a great station, man. They had a guy named Dick the Bruiser, and he would redo songs. Switch into Glide, all these different songs, they would redo them, I love that station.
This should be our national song now.
Yeah. Staying alive.
Disco is a political movement against big corpses. Sorry. Wrath is here because of disco. Interesting.
Everything's got to be political, damn it.
Funk.
I like Grand Funk Railroad, man. I grew up on that, pal.
Yeah, what's that song? Oh, Funky Town.
Oh yeah. Let me take you to Funky Town.
For the love of God, I really thought turkeys could fly.
Funk is here because of disco. Disco started it off. I really thought it was the blues.
Well, yeah, and I actually thought funk was a little bit before disco for some reason. I remember the first rap song I ever heard. I don't even think they consider it rap anymore, but it was by Grandmaster Flash, like around 79 or something.
Oh yeah. Grandmaster Flash.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Hey, David. Good to see you. Later.
Don't push me, cause I'm close to
It's to the edge.
I'm trying not
You're
to
not to
lose
lose my head.
Sometimes it makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
Go.
I was
Got
just
Camo
thinking of this
rapping.
song the other day. That
David
was
just
popular,
popped in to
man.
say hey later.
Yeah, right, Dave.
Hey, now he's not here, man. Hey, missed him again.
In the slide. The shuffle. Remember the shuffle?
Shuffle.
No, you wouldn't remember.
That's like 1968 or 9 or something.
If I heard the song, I probably would remember it.
Do the shuffle.
Oh, yeah. Do shuffle. Yeah.
But there was a dance called the shuffle.
I remember the video and the gals in the boots and, little go-go skirts. I remember that.
I saw a article today, and I didn't know this, that there was a lady that was arrested. I think she was just arrested. No, she wasn't just arrested. I don't know why it popped up as a headline, but in 23, she had made threats on Barron and Trump twice.
But it's okay if they do it.
Actually, she was, they said she wasn't even fit for trial. They put her in a mental institution.
She's still in there, or?
I would assume because she was like, it, in the way she worded it, she said, I am here to state that I will pew them in the face. And I was like, dang.
Oh, wow. How old is this person?
She
I don't know,
was,
but we're going to have to send in a rescue team because Jerry's surrounded by fruitcakes.
I think she was 41. And so that's why they said Melania is so protective over Barron. And now he's going to college with a full security team.
Why isn't there a restaurant called the Funky Chicken?
The Funky Chicken?
Yeah.
We had a restaurant here as a kid, and heck, me and my mom still talk about it sometimes and wish it was still here. It was called Dizzy Chicken. And man, they had some of the best chicken and sides. And when you came in, they'd bring you this big basket of cornbread muffins. Oh man, it was so good. It was too good. They shut it down.
Garrett, I don't know if that's breaking news, but okay.
It's called garroting. Bonnie, are you aware of the phenomenon known as garroting?
I have heard of the garroting.
Okay, well, I'll explain it for the audience. Garroting is when you have a topic or a conversation going on a panel, and Garrett, our beloved Garrett, will show up and he'll talk about some news or music story or entertainment story that nobody even knows. Half of us don't know because we're all too old to know what he's talking about, or that it's just completely off the wall. And I think Hawk is the one that coined the term garroting, and it doesn't mean choking somebody to death with a wire like it used to mean.
Interesting.
And I bet we love Garrett.
Oh, yeah.
I said that. Our beloved Garrett. I wasn't. I'm just going. I'm just revealing information. That's all I was doing.
He's a Longhorn fan, but we don't hold that against him.
Hey.
Sorry. Hey, you.
You just hang with those Longhorns, Garrett, and you're gonna be okay.
Well, I'm really impressed that somebody of his age actually has stuck with us all these years. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yes, we all kind of do, I think. Because something will come to our mind and type it in chat. And, whoa, that wasn't even what we were talking about.
Garrett's going to inherit all of this shit that we're talking about. Because she's going to be the only one left alive in 50 years to remember us all.
Oh, no, I hope to be here in 50 years.
Oh, well, maybe you too.
Yeah. I like when Garrett...
You're so mature, I forget your age. You were born in
I like when Garrett's
around.
around. It doesn't make me the youngest person in the chat anymore.
Right. What year were you born? 88?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just after I came back from the South.
Easy, Garrett. Georgia's still your football daddy.
Are they still in the playoffs?
How many times do we beat y'all this season?
Twice.
Yeah, we got kicked out. The Bulldogs, they played like crap. They played like the junkyard dogs.
Uh-huh.
But every team that had that break, every team did that. I said, well, dang, I'd have rather just, I don't know.
So we're out of the playoffs too? Texas?
No, it's, I think y'all got to play Ohio State.
Oh.
And I think Notre Dame's got to play Penn State. And then the winners of those two will go on to play for the national championship, I believe. I think that's how it goes.
Texas, you're daddy. Yes, he said 88.
I just got to make sure of something. You were born in 1988. I left the South in 87. Your mom wasn't named any of these names. She wasn't named Charity, Karen, or Sherry, was she?
No, but I know some of those people.
All right. Okay, cool. Just checking.
I do know some of those people, though. Now that you mention it, there is a set of twin bearded guys that have this fascination for camouflage that I know. But that's neither here nor there.
Actually, Wildlife's accent is not as thick as some of the others in Georgia that I've heard speak.
Texas, y'all got to win it all. You got to win it for the South. You got to bring it home.
Right?
I'll be rooting for you, but I won't make that public.
I was really hoping that we'd be playing y'all in the playoffs.
Oh, I was hoping for it too, the trifecta. But
yep.
Wasn't meant to be.
Mega Patriot, good to see you. James said, what accent?
I don't know. I think being from the South does make it easier to understand other people's accents in a way. I don't know.
It's just a
Could be
couple weeks ago,
everywhere.
somebody said I had an accent. What? Somebody told me I had an accent. What is that?
We all have a certain accent, you know. I mean,
There you go.
it's weird. I mean, you know, even you
Well,
travel
maybe.
throughout your own state and you'll run across several different accents, you know.
I don't ever remember anybody saying I've ever had an accent. That was a first. I mean,
Well, and that's like in Texas. I don't feel like I have an accent because when you get up to Dallas and you hear them talking, then it's like, whoa, okay, they got an accent. That they are, it is full blown out there.
Oh yeah.
And so that's it. It could depend on what part of the state they were born in and grew up in, or whatever.
It's like my oldest sister's husband, his dad. I mean, he was full blown from the swamp. You know what I mean? He was raised up in the swamp, and he had the real thick accent. And I remember when I first met him as a kid, I didn't know what he was saying. He sounded like the guy from Waterboy, you know.
Yes.
Like, what did he just say? But you know, being around him, he passed away now. But being around him more, it was easier to start to understand what he was saying. You know, but he had his accent was thick.
I've known some people like that. Known them from North Carolina, Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Those are some of the craziest deep drawls I've ever heard. They've got like their own dialect or something going there. You
Oh
have to
yeah,
listen to them for a while before you can understand them.
oh yeah.
Yep. Yep. Paula, you want to come up? Welcome to you.
Man.
I think so too, Jerry. It's almost like something flipped.
What do you mean?
I mean, even before he's already in office, things are starting to change. You know, I see a lot of fear in the enemy now.
Chima.
I think she's wearing edible panties, Bonnie. You know, those apparently will melt right off of you if you're not careful.
No, I know what she's talking about.
Oh, that's funny.
It's a power.
Oh, it'd be like wearing a fruit roll up or something.
Yeah, that's all. What?
Oh boy.
I don't like hearing myself when I'm in North Carolina.
Everybody's boat floats to a different wave, you know. Everybody's got their thing.
Chessboard, that's one of the words I have a hard time. Tire and fire. They just don't come out right.
This planet has the weirdest mating rituals.
Was that from Coneheads?
No, just a random thought that's been in my head for a long time. Maybe I did pick it up somewhere. I don't know. But
He's been saying that a few times.
You humanoids have the weirdest mating rituals. No.
did he say that? That may be where that came from.
Yeah.
I remember the
Maybe not
Coneheads.
specifically, but I don't know. It could have been because I watched
Seems
that.
like they just touch their cone heads together or something.
Yeah, there was some. Yeah, Intergalactic matchmaking happening.
Yeah, consume mass quantities.
Consume mass quantities. No. Yeah, he'd eat like 50 cheeseburgers, 5 dozen of donuts.
Good night, Maggot. Thank you for coming by.
Movie had a lot of actors and actresses in it.
Charlie Heat. Tar Far.
Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
What was the blonde's name? All from the not ready for prime time players. There was Gilda Radner. There was
Belushi. Wasn't he?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the
Belushi.
Lorraine Newman, Gilda Radner, and who's the other one?
What are we naming?
The not ready for prime time players. The original Saturday Night Live cast. The girls.
I could tell you.
Gilda Radner.
Oh, you only want the girls.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because she was the mother.
I have no idea.
Lorraine Newman, Gilda Radner, and who's the other chick?
Goldie Hawn. Was it Goldie?
No,
she was always
laughing. That was laughing.
I could tell you. You got
Lorraine,
more right than I would have got.
But another one. Jane, you ignorant slut. You remember that? She was the one that played Jane in the newscast.
Jane Curtin.
Yes, thank you. Jeez, thanks. Thank you.
Is that your final answer?
That's the final answer, man. That was who played the mother in the Coneheads with Dan Aykroyd. Man, those library cards up here are getting really dusty in the attic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yonder.
I remember that show so fondly, I guess. I mean, I know the first cast was the best for everybody, but when that came out, I was living with a bunch of hippies, like I said before, and we didn't have TV. We didn't watch TV. But when they found out that was coming, we had a TV for the first episode. And then after that, we'd pull that black and white TV out of the closet there, and everybody would watch Saturday Night Live together, laugh our asses off. I mean, that was the weekly TV show that I watched in the beginning from the first episode.
Yeah. So you can kind of tell how people name their pets. What's up, right? Because the dog that I just love for years, his name is Buford.
That one Buford T. Pusser. Walking tall.
I mean, he's tall. He's a big old hound. And he does that. Ow, ow.
I don't know. Let's see. I named my pets were named Sean.
Clips.
She loves you too.
I do.
I don't know. What were some of your pets' names growing up, Bonnie?
Oh gosh, my mother.
Only the ones you named yourself.
Oh, that I named myself because she named everything weird, like Chula and Bruno. Well, Bruno came with his name because he had papers. His real name was Cheskars Bruno von Rulens. But mine was like, well, the kids would name them. The rescue, her name was Princess. And then we had
All of our dogs were named after the Ninja Turtles.
All of them were rescues. Dakota. Chewy was already named Chewy. And then the daughter, I named her. Her name was Bella. They're normal names.
What about you, Watt?
I remember as a kid, my mom's friend's dog had some puppies. So my mom was like, we're going to go get you a dog. So I was like, okay, yeah. And we go get the dog, and we're on the way back, and I'm sitting in the back seat. And she said, have you thought of a name yet? And, dude, I don't know what made me think of it, but I said, yeah, I'm going to name the dog Fred. She said, Fred? Why are you going to name the dog Fred? I don't know. It's just the name that came with it, and that's what stuck with the dog, Fred. I don't know where it came from.
Kind of weird, man, but the names fit them after they grow up. Have you notice that? You name a puppy and they grow up and fit in that name. That's what's weird.
Well, as a kid, my grandma had a dog, and the dog's name was Dog. That's the only thing everybody called it when I was a kid. Dog. The dog never had a name. He was called Dog.
I even knew two dogs that were named Dog.
Dog.
Dog. That's how they call them. Dog.
Yeah. Well, Dakota was named that because at the time I was married and my husband was in one of the Dakotas fighting a forest fire. And so I was like, and I've always loved that name anyway. So Dakota. And he was a yellow lab. He was a cool dog.
The ones I named my cat when I got that at 6. I named him Cougar, and he grew up to fit that. He was like 24 pounds, walked like a bulldog, he was scared of nothing, and lived for 19 years. I got a dog once that just, I acquired 2 dogs in the woods once walking, and they followed me home because I had butterscotch and peppermint candies in my pocket. And once I gave them one of those, they were mine. I had to give both of them away, one right away, to my neighbors. And then I was told a couple months later I couldn't keep him. But I named him Flip Wilson because he was a black lab and he was funny as hell. And the neighbor across the street got him, and he was still my dog because he kept building this fence to keep Flip in. And he'd come over. He said, Carl, come over. I want you to call Flip. And I'd call that dog. He'd go, man, that dog get over a 20-foot fence to come to me, dude. He could jump and climb anything. And well, then I had another dog that I had for 17 years. There's never been a dog better. Her name was Shaman. And those are all the pets that I've named.
Yeah.
The grandma, she had a golden lab when I was a kid. For some reason, I cannot remember the name of the dog.
That's the way. It was Lobo, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Lobo's a cool name. He's a space bounty hunter that can even take out Superman.
Don't tell her.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like a space biker, badass.
With that.
Yeah. And
It's like he could be a member of KISS.
Yeah. But Tucker.
Yeah, of course. I'm familiar with this Lobos character.
They just cast that Jason Momoa guy to play
it. I appreciate that vote of confidence.
Yeah, we're gonna get to see Lobo on the big screen. What? He's gonna be Jason Momoa just got cast for that part.
Really?
Yep.
Well,
I can see him as Lobo.
Yep.
That movie that I loved, his alternate character was Lobo. And I tried to order it. It showed it was there, even though they renamed it. And I just got a notice a few days ago that they can't get it.
What's the movie?
It's called Don't Tell Her It's Me. Well, that's what it used to be called. I can't remember what they named it
But
now.
there was another one.
They renamed the movie?
Yes. I don't know why. I'm going to look and
Well,
see.
they do that. Why? The new movies that coming out for Captain America, that was going to be called The New World Order. Now they've changed it. So they do that. Because
Well, they
the
should have
title.
kept it. Because you know they had the Captain America Civil War. Remember that movie?
Yeah, but they changed it. Now it's something else now. I have to think about it.
So it's
They renamed
Brave
it.
New World. It's called A Brave New World now.
Boyfriend school?
Yeah.
okay.
The new
I did hear
name
that.
for Don't Tell Her It's Me is The Boyfriend School. Why?
That's
How long had the movie been out before they renamed that one? The one you're talking about.
1980?
they came out in 90.
90.
They just renamed it?
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's weird.
I don't
That's
know.
why I can't find some movies I'm looking for sometimes.
Steven Gutenberg.
Might as well just name the Titanic to the 3-hour tour, you know?
Well, and that's. But why?
And you know
Stop there.
what? I just read this thing about a 1954 Wheeler cabin cruiser boat only had like a 4.5-hour range. So I'm really starting to doubt that Gilligan's Island was even real.
Who knows? That is pretty interesting, though. Yeah, because it's logged in hours, yeah.
No human is tougher than the members of KISS. I can disagree.
No way, Donna. That's the trip. Because Flip Wilson was great, man. I don't know. I haven't even. I got to go back and watch some of that stuff. But as a kid, I thought he was funnier than hell.
The bottom of the sea.
Dude, I watched,
To the bottom. See.
Excuse me, just a second.
it was for a little bit on New Year's Day. I was watching, it was some channel, they were showing the Twilight Zone marathon. And, dude, besides the shows being in black and white, dude, it was like living in today's date on some of those episodes, man.
I know, right?
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It's like that's where they got the script from. Is all the old entertainment we were watching.
Like, there was this one episode that came on that was called, the episode was titled, I think, The Bunker. And it starts off, they're at this guy's house and he's retiring and they're all telling him how great he was and this and that. They're cutting the cake, they're popping champagne, and then boom, the radios go off. Oh, it's the big one. Oh, we've got unidentifieds. If you've got a bunker, get to it now. And just so happens the only people that had a bunker was the house that they were partying at, but they were in a neighborhood.
Which show is that?
The Twilight Zone. And so everybody starts freaking out and they all run to their houses, and the people that's got the bunker, who they were just appreciating, they went down to their bunker, and then the whole neighborhood starts turning on them, you know. Let us in the bunker. Well, anyway, make a long story short, they ended up busting the door, and right as they're busting the door, they came over on the radio. Oh, everybody stand down. It was a false alarm. It was just a couple of so-and-sos.
After people died and everything.
Yeah. Nothing to worry about, nothing to see here. It was our mistake. Yeah. And just to think, like 2024 or, or even pick a year, you take away the fact that it was in black and white. I mean, it's still the same. The mentality,
That vaguely sounds familiar. I think I've seen all those. But now that makes me want to go back and rewatch that.
I've been watching a bunch of them. They got them on the free apps, like the I think like the Tubies or the Plutos.
Oh yeah, I can find anything I want to watch for free on the internet. All right, and I'm not even kidding because I've been back in the day. Like I said, I did eBay for 25 years, where all I did was searching. You know, I did all kinds of research and stuff like that. But if you know how to use the internet, you can find anything, and it's all about search. It's the way you say something. Like you don't. You can change the whole search parameter by adding keywords and removing keywords.
Oh
And
yeah,
if you looked, you'll find there's several free streaming companies around the world. And when they're in another country, they're not subject to the rules that we have here. So they get away with putting that stuff out there. And as long as you just stream it, there's nothing illegal about it because you're not downloading anything, you're not doing anything. And I see movies that come out in the theater before they even hit the United States theaters. All right, I'm not even kidding. If you know what you're looking for, it
oh
might
yeah,
be like a home recording almost. Somebody's recording it in a theater or something, but they've
yeah.
gotten pretty good at that. But within a week or two, you'll have the high definition version on it. It's ridiculous. You don't have to pay for entertainment if you know where to look.
Yep. I'm back.
I couldn't
And
tell
that's
you the last
why.
movie I saw in an actual theater. It's been a
Oh,
while.
I've seen a few. There's a few I saw. The last one I think I saw was Revenge of the Sith in 2005.
I think it
I've
was.
definitely been since then, but I can't remember what it was.
Is there
Might have
one?
been.
What? Go ahead.
I'm sorry. It might have been the when they did the Superman remake with the last guy that played Superman when that first Superman came out. That might have been
Yeah,
the one.
yeah. He was
Was
in that recent Deadpool Wolverine movie. He was a variant of Wolverine. His name's Cavell or something Cavell.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool little input they did on that. Yeah, $1
Because there
million.
was real talk they were going to use him or something. They cast him or something, or there were rumors of him being casted back then. So that was kind of cool. That was funny.
Okay,
And
that's fine. Yeah, the charity of your choice.
what's he talking?
He's going to give the box to someone I don't know.
where are you pointing at?
I say you need to.
Oh.
Well, I think you're going to lose your soul because somebody had to die to do that.
Oh, whoa! Why did we even get this far? What happened? Thought I was just signing up for the Cheesecake of the Month Club. What happened?
Yeah. Don't sign nothing, Watt. Especially don't
Man,
sign it in blood. All right.
man. Dirty rascals.
Oh, okay. Dropping the link.
Didn't do it.
Didn't do
Knew the Cheesecake of the Month Club sounded too good to be true.
G-Mom.
I knew they got me when they said my first one would be a peach cobbler cheesecake.
I wasn't even going to acknowledge that comment, Bonnie. I was just going to let it slip away.
I know what she means. I think.
Oh, yeah. I do remember that episode now. I do remember that episode. No, I definitely couldn't take that deal.
I see you.
What's up?
Hey, Cola.
How y'all doing?
Splendid.
I don't know.
How you
Everybody's
doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm a little nervous. It's funny, I'm not nervous on other people's panels, but I'm nervous when I do my own thing, and I don't know why. It shouldn't be any different, but it is.
No, there's no reason to be nervous here. We don't bite.
She says it makes it worse when she imagines them all naked. So that doesn't help.
Now I'm feeling pretty nervous. I'm nervous with you now.
When I first begin, I'm nervous until I get to talking to chat, and then it's like they calm me down.
Me too. Same thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's no biggie. I mean, there's only thousands of people watching you on their TV sets right now that you don't even know about. Only the ones that are in the chat are the ones that you get to see. Oh, I mean, there's nothing really to worry about.
Not thousands, dang.
This will
People
only
from
be up
Alabama.
here. Even if you were to delete the content, it's forever. It's on the internet, it's forever. So this is going to exist for all mankind as long as technology survives. So there's nothing to be nervous about.
They say that, but really though, like, can you find an old? I mean, who's going to find it? Can you do it if somebody puts their stuff to private? You can go find old streams and stuff.
Yeah, you can go to the Wayback Machine. If it wasn't deleted then, it's still there. Yep. What's up, Annalisa?
I guess I'm just dumb, but I feel like you'd have to copy it or screen record it, or it wouldn't be there forever. Hey,
Oh, in
Shirley.
50 years from now, I hope I have a way of reviewing this type of stuff. It'll be hilarious.
I believe that once an item goes on a server and then you delete it, it'd be just like when you're on your computer. You put it in the trash bin. It's still in the trash bin. You can get that out. So the only way to really get rid of it, even if you dump your trash bin, somebody can come in on your hard drive and recover that because it hasn't been overwritten. And as long as they kept that, which they could, I can just imagine the government keeps everything that hits the internet. And it's not hard for me to believe that even all your deleted content still remains somewhere in some archive somewhere. What's up, Mountain Aviator? I don't know why, but I always was calling Mountain Aviator Avatar. I don't know why I was reading Avatar out of that.
I don't either. Mountain Aviator, good to see you. They're talking about he's wanting to take away cigarettes, and yeah, that's gonna bring out the crazy.
I've read that, like Prohibition. They made alcohol illegal, and it did nothing but made it more popular. There was more drinking. We'll just have an underground tobacco connection. That's all.
With the Barbara Streisand effect with information too.
Yeah.
It goes the opposite of what they think sometimes.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to rile us up.
Exactly.
So you guys can buy tobacco and cigarette rollers and then just roll them up and slang them like 2 for $5 and
yes,
get rich.
That's in my
Right. That's really weird though, because weed's going to be legal, but cigarettes aren't. That's going to be past accurate.
Right.
That's crazy. They should both be legal.
Yes, Mary, that is exactly what he said.
How about it just be legal that we do what the fuck we want?
Mm-hmm.
You figure, you talked about Prohibition. Did you know it was today in 1918 that Mississippi became the first state to ratify the 18th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, authorizing the prohibition of alcohol? The money makers, think how much money makers that made for your mobs and your syndicates and stuff. Then your weed law was passed in 1933.
David, so is anger. So what are we gonna do?
I think living is bad for us. I mean, everything seems like everything can kill us. So, I mean, life
Speaking
itself
of,
is dangerous.
got my vanilla wafers.
Hey, got my cheesecakes on standby, so I'm good.
What would you be more upset about? I guess the cigarettes, huh? Between vanilla wafers and your cigarettes, it would be the
Oh yeah,
cigarettes.
the cigarettes. Yes.
Sure.
I mean, it's happening in other countries and stuff. I think even England, I think they passed some type of legislature that every year that goes by, the age that you can buy cigarettes goes up. So eventually you're going to have somebody that's like 60 years old that's got to get somebody that's 70 to buy their cigarettes for them.
What's going
They're
on,
too young.
Davey? I mean, to some people, cigarettes might stink, David, but to other people, you know, a sweaty bicyclist in a public place might stink too.
Yeah. Ooh, you should work in a convenience store.
Bonnie, you
I
should be
have.
sponsored by Vanilla Wafers. They should sponsor your streams. Talk about how good they are, like you always do, and they could just sponsor.
Bonnie, I
Right.
worked a night shift at a party store for years. I know what you mean. Seen some weird shit working night shifts at a party store. That's where you get to really know people.
I've definitely felt like I've made friends in the gas station you go to all the time. You're like, oh, hey, Lois, how's your day? You get to know each other. I mean, I guess some people do. You go to the same place over.
They have what you want waiting on the counter because they know you.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I can remember. All right, the counter was in the back of the store. There was a time where an obese young guy walked in the front of the party store, and I instantly could smell him from across the store. There was such a putrid smell. It was like he'd never had a bath in his life. Really strong, really pungent odor. I mean, enough to make you gag. I couldn't wait for him to leave. You know, it was bad. If people do not practice good hygiene, they get nasty. Well, I mean, the human species is kind of gross anyways, but they can get really gross.
James said it right there.
Well, I
Yeah,
never.
I think everybody deserves to be the best version of themselves, but I don't think that something should be banned altogether like that. If somebody wants to do it, let them do it. You know.
Right.
And what's
Right.
next? You're going to ban Snicker bars, or what continues down the line? Because it's like once you give a mouse a cookie, he doesn't stop there.
Well, even to this day, I don't think somebody should be able to fine me for not wearing a seatbelt in my own vehicle. I
No.
understand the safety of it. I know I've lost family in wrecks and stuff. I also understand that seatbelts can kill you as well. All right.
Yes.
But I don't think that it, why don't they have a smoking bar and a non-smoking bar? Because I won't go to a bar no more, even if I used to go there just to drink coffee. But if I can't have a cigarette with my coffee, I have no desire to be there. All right. Why not? They used to had big fans, exhaust fans, and the smoking sections and stuff in the restaurants. But they took that away to satisfy a few people. All right. Not many people complained about that back then. And if they did, there was a different section for them. Why not have bars that you can smoke and ones that don't? Every town I know of has more than one bar,
Yes.
Everybody's got to pay for it too. It's like, oh, we're going to fine you now for not complying. Fuck that. This is supposed to be America. That's what fucking part of the problem is.
As much as I'm happy about like a lot of the things about the new administration, I'm pretty sure like RFK has mentioned the sugar cane and Coca-Cola, and I'm addicted to it. I'm like, it's going to make my Cokes taste nasty. They're going to put some different kind of sugar or something like that. I don't know. I don't want to die over Coca-Colas, but I've been drinking them my whole life, and I'm kind of addicted. I wonder what they're going to taste like if they actually switch it up and it's some kind of more healthy sugar or whatever they do.
They did that already, Cola. Cola. They already changed cola right back in like 82 or something, they
I
changed
know, but
the
again,
Coca-Cola recipe, and everybody protested against it, and they said they changed it back. Well, ever since then, it ain't been the same to me.
didn't
You
they
know,
say you have to it had something in it, like actually had cocaine in it back in the day? Like
yeah,
I think they did too.
3.5 grams per quart they put in
How
there
much?
fat. 3.5 grams. If we're going to go by like 1980 prices, it was $100 a gram. So there was $350 worth of cocaine in a big bottle of Coca-Cola back in the day when it first started. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. No wonder they got so much done during the Industrial Revolution. You know what I mean?
They never slept.
Thank John Pemberton for that.
Yeah, I think that change probably was necessary.
But it was just that curve, because you figured during that time you had all your quote unquote like tonics and your snake oils and stuff like that, and they was trying to find a way to make it more palatable, something new, you know. And even he couldn't imagine it would be as big of a brand as it is today. Even if you don't drink it, you know what Coca-Cola is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so true. You know,
I miss the polar bear commercials. Remember those for Coke?
Oh, I miss it. Yeah, those were the best.
yeah.
I'll tell you what it works great for, though. It actually does take corrosion and rust off a metal part. I use it for that. Get the canned Coke and pull it right over the metal parts. It cleans them right up. Make sure it's all the way under the Coke. Make sure it's pure Coke, you know.
You
So
know,
I got
I used to drink Sprite, and when they changed it to the clear bottles, the taste changed. And I thought, okay, I'm just imagining this. And then one of my kids' friends was over, and he bought a Sprite, and he just took a couple of sips out of it, and I noticed he wouldn't touch it anymore. And I said, what's wrong? And he said, this has a funny taste to it now. And I said, thank you, Glenna. It's not just me. They changed something.
I did
No,
see they rebranded the bottles, which I don't understand it, because that made them iconic. You know, you knew what you were getting. You didn't even have to see the label. You knew it was a Sprite bottle.
Yes.
Somebody just said something about the Mexican stuff. I get the Mexican stuff every now and then because it tastes like it used to. It's cane sugar, and if you look at the ingredients, there's just basic ingredients. I remember in the
glass
70s
bottle.
sitting there. I remember in the 70s sitting there reading the cereal boxes, and through that and the 80s, there was more and more chemicals. You had to some words you couldn't even pronounce. They were so long. All right, and before long,
If I
everything.
can't pronounce it, I'm not eating it.
Right. I mean, but nowadays,
Just saying.
everything has those long ingredients lists of all
Maybe.
these different chemicals. And if you look into it, oh, well, that's just a different form of wheat, or it's a different kind of, no, it's not what they've been telling us either. They're not informative about what they're putting in the food. And it's made everything taste different. All right. I talk about like the King Dongs. Remember they were wrapped in foil in the 70s, those hockey puck shaped little, chocolate cream filled pastry or whatever you want to call it. Those I liked as a kid. I can't even eat them now. They taste like chemicals to me. The new cigarettes that they make with the slow burn or the stop burn that they put in it. I read that Marlboros have like over 120 chemicals in the tobacco, and it's like I can taste it. If I can't even smoke store-bought cigarettes because I taste the fucking chemicals in them. That ruins it for me. I will not. If I can't get my tobacco, I ain't smoking. All right, and it's the same thing with the food. All that stuff. Read the fucking ingredients, man. It's a trip. And then maybe we could Google the old ingredients off of stuff and compare it to what they put in there now.
Hey, Bonnie, you said about the glass bottles, I think is what you said.
Yes.
See, I used to think those taste better, but are they all the glass bottles made in Mexico, or we make them here too?
I don't know. I just know. Well, no, because at the Mexican restaurants, you can get a Mexican Coke, or even the Dr. Pepper, I think, is in bottle. But at the convenience store, they have a case that's just glass bottles of, like, what's that orange?
Sunkist.
Fanta.
Yeah.
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 Just I don't know where the glass bottles are made at now for those, but you used to have regional places. Like I got a big Coke collection, and you look on the bottom and it'll say Augusta, Georgia, or Louisville, Kentucky on the bottom. But
That's crazy. I used to live there and I didn't know that.
but the fact
We
of
had
drinking
those
out the
too.
glass makes it taste better because it's not porous like plastic or anything else. You know what I mean?
Better too.
Well,
I just think that's why I was asking because I was like, wait, if they're all in Mexico, maybe it's a different formula. But if they make them
it's
all
not
over,
just
then
that.
it tastes. Sorry.
No, those Mexican ones, I look for those, and I will buy those. But now here in Michigan, it's all in Arabic, so I don't even know what's in it. You can't read
Man,
that at all.
got that overseas Coke.
I can't
There's some,
believe the signs and everything in Michigan are changing to Arabic. What the
no, it's
heck?
already been like that, Bonnie. There's a whole part of Detroit that you can't read the damn street sign. It's
Really?
confusing as fuck. It's been like this for years now. The Muslim population is so thick that they own it, man. It's weird.
Got to Google it. What street am I on, man? I don't know. You got to Google it.
It's a squiggly line with the two dots and the little mark underneath of it.
Huh.
They don't taste the same as they used to. It hardly tastes like orange soda.
And it's in plastic.
Well, you
know. And I'm going to put this out here because for years, 1979, I remember finding out about a program where they were inviting Middle Eastern people from all different countries to come to America. And they all came, like Chaldeans and Muslims and all these different people came to America. They were given a party store. They were given the stock. They were given a paycheck, a place to live, everything they needed to start a business, and they didn't have to pay it back. Now, since then, systematically, throughout the decades, every home, mom, pop style party store, little gas station, all of them were eventually absorbed. And I'm not talking bad about the guys because I know some of these people are really good people and they treat me really well. They actually appreciate their customers and stuff. But now I know families of these people that own all the stores in different towns around here.
Yes.
And I mean all of them.
Same here.
And it's just gotten to where that's their gig. You know, it really is. That's their.
And most of them, you can't understand them. Elaine said that Coke was used to remove the oil rig oil out of clothes. Did you know that they use Dr. Pepper or Coke One to remove the blood off of the highway?
Oh, I believe it. It's probably Coke because it works for taking stuff off.
When it's too many Dr. Peppers.
13 Dr. Peppers.
You need to go to the bathroom.
I do believe he said he had to pee.
That boy ain't right.
There's more than one.
The worst part is
family.
the whole time y'all are saying this, I'm sitting here drinking a Coke. It takes the oil, it takes all this stuff off everything, and I'm just like tasting worse and worse.
I've got my 7-Up right here too.
That's at least got no. I don't see how you don't have. I guess you'd probably drink coffee too. It's the
No.
caffeine for me because like Sprite, and I don't think maybe 7-Up does have it. Sprite doesn't have caffeine.
7-Up doesn't have caffeine. I can't have caffeine. I don't drink coffee.
Man, I'd probably die. I probably would feel like I had never had energy. Kind of.
I don't think I would have made it past like age 18 without coffee. You know, I'd have become a sloth or something.
I think that's why I don't drink coffee that often, is because I drink so much caffeine drinks. So it's like too much by then, you know.
One of my daughters, she drinks it. I think she drinks at least 4 Red Bulls a day, and it just scares me to death. And she's already had. She went to the emergency room with chest pains, and she's just she's just fixing to be 30.
Hmm.
And I'm
Maybe
like,
you could just say, well, to see if she'll just drink them less instead of stopping altogether, like maybe 2 instead of 4 or something, like, because just
they
anything,
must be addicting. Yeah.
right? But if you cut back, then you you can get more for less, right? Like if you drink every day and then you take a week off and you go to drink, you can't drink as much as you used to. And I feel like caffeine, if you just, you know what I mean? Like you can kind of make 2 do what 4 would do if you, I don't know.
Yeah. Wean off.
Yeah, she probably won't listen. My daughter won't. She does the vapes, and that scares me.
Yep,
And
she's the vape too.
well, I mean, I don't like even talking about it, bringing it up, whatever, because it scares me to death. But like years ago, she had that popcorn lung thing going on, and like she just kept smoking them, and she'll quit for like a pregnancy or for a little while, but she always ends up back on them. It scares me to death because they really she's gotten really bad with her breathing. Like old people, some of them breathe better than her, I swear. I think I breathe better than her, and she's so young. And I just hate it. But yeah, she don't listen. She's not going to do it unless she wants to do it. And I just pray she will, because it scares me to death. I don't even think, like I said, I shouldn't even brought it up because now I'm thinking about it. But there's nothing you can do, right? You can't make them do what you tell them when they're grown.
That's funny that you say that, Pamela. My grandmother and my mother were both so addicted to Diet Coke or Diet Dr. Pepper. I think it was Diet Dr. Pepper.
Right.
And they got to where, and even my close friend, she's addicted to Diet Coke. But my grandmother and mother, they got to where their joints were hurting like crazy. Their feet, they were having headaches all the time. They were just miserable. Too. And
you remember they started off putting saccharin in that, and then they quit putting saccharin in it because it was cancer causing. Remember that?
Yes. And so I told them, I said, do you know what these diet drinks do? First of all, they make you gain weight. I don't know why anyone would drink one thinking that it's healthier for you, because they actually make you gain weight. And this is not medical advice. I don't know what I'm talking about. And then they
metaversally speaking, of course.
Have you ever played a nurse, Bonnie?
Once they started getting off of them, they were able to walk the circle out there, and it's like a 2-mile circle, and up the hill. The hill is the major thing. It's like straight up 50 feet, 100 feet, something like that. It's the hill from hell. But they noticed a huge difference once they quit the diet.
Miss Francis was legally blind. Her eye doctor told her cut out Diet Coke. She got her sight back.
She got her sight back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow!
It's got a strange aftertaste. I know. Ever since Tab came out in the 70s, all those diet pop and sodas, they all have this strange chemical aftertaste. It ain't worth all that for me to drink something that tastes bad.
It's horrible. I don't see how people spend that much money to have a drink taste that bad. One of my friends' dads used to drink that Cab stuff. I was like, I'd rather just drink water, and I hate water. It just tastes horrible.
Yeah, I drink water all day, and
I try. I have to force it. It's like reminds me of my little girl when she was real little, and I'm telling her, to drink water, and she goes, "Oh, it tastes like wet air," and it sticks with me to this day. I was like, "Man, that's pretty good. That is what it tastes like. Nothing."
And the Sprites that I drink are 7-Ups now. Like a bottle will last me, and it's just a 16-ounce bottle, I think. Yep. And it'll last me like 2 days. It's not like I just sit there and drink the whole thing. Not like vanilla wafers, eat a whole box, but
I swear, they should pay you,
Vanilla wafers and A1. Yeah.
I feel like that about Coca-Colas too. It's practically my name. I drink them all the time. Like, but no, I just
Mhm.
advertise them for free, just like you and your vanilla wafers. You should get paid.
Right.
Do they not do on YouTube like TikTok? They somehow become a brand sponsor when they mention it enough.
Well, I
Lord.
don't know how they
I
got the
think
ad.
you guys, they're not going to give
Everybody
you any
spam
money
chat
when
with
you're
vanilla
selling it.
wafer.
They're not going to give you any kind of royalties when you're telling them how bad it really is for us.
Well, true.
She didn't
So,
say how bad the vanilla wafers were. We were talking about the Coca-Cola.
yeah. And
Oh,
it was the diet.
Mm.
And did you hear my daughter? One of her friends, the grandmother, she was legally blind and quit drinking the diet sodas and got her sight back.
yeah, that's true. Things that make you go,
Yep. Maybe that's me. Spring water in a plastic bottle.
Mhm.
Who was the brainiac? Y'all talked about it already before.
We have never talked about Brainiac. Brainiac is one of Superman's worst foes.
That it was a good idea to go from plastic straws wrapped in paper to paper straws wrapped in plastic.
Mhm.
Solution not solved. What?
Backwards.
And they suck. Like literally and figuratively. They're like disintegrate, you know?
Yep.
At a restaurant, they were using those bamboo straws. I started having a reaction on my lips.
Really.
I was really upset. I couldn't get a normal straw.
I've seen dishes made out of bamboo, like paper dish. What they would be listed in the paper section, and I thought, well, that's cool that they're using something natural to make them, but
You know what all that plastic makes me think
there
about?
I go.
I'm sorry, Bonnie. I think you were glitching out. I didn't hear you were still talking.
I know I'm glitching out. I'm gonna have to move to my phone with it.
All this, I've been telling
See if I can
people
do
since
this without
started.
killing you.
Uh-oh. Oh, wait. Or can I speak
No, go
now?
ahead.
All right.
Yes, y'all
All
keep
this
talking.
plastic, like the plastic, everything comes in plastic. The water and the soda and the foods and even the cans. I always warn people because people used to throw cans of chili and stuff on their engine block and heat them up through the day for lunch or whatever. But nowadays, you can't cook in a can because it's lined with plastic. Talk about nasty. All right. But it makes me think about this. It was, I believe, a colonized place by, might have been explorers or something, but it was somewhere in Nova Scotia, Greenland, or Iceland, some one of these places. Anyways, they went up there and they did an archaeological dig because everybody that was there died. All right. And there was a whole bunch of graves there and a giant pile of rusted cans. And when they did the excavations on the graves, they found out that everybody in this colony died of lead poisoning, and they used to seal food cans with lead. And every one of that giant mountain of rusted cans are all lead lined cans, and it killed them all off. But now I think, can it be good for us to put everything in plastic? I know I've seen warnings where you don't reuse microwave meal dishes because when you microwave them, now you're getting the plastic in your food and shit like that. I think they just don't give a fuck about us. It's probably a way to keep us from living longer and get more medical bills they can give us. It's
Exactly.
nefarious.
They have found plastic in blood. So yes, the the plastic is going into us.
Oh yeah, microplastics. Yeah, it's in everything.
Fuckers.
Okay, I'm gonna try this and see what happens.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
But y'all can keep talking. As long as I don't kill the stream, we're okay.
Okay.
George Carlin said this, he thinks that the planet just wanted plastic, that it's all part of the deal, that we were supposed to evolve here and eventually process all these plastics. And then when there's enough plastic, it's going to shake us off like a bad habit and create something new out of all the plastic goo.
I think she accidentally kicked herself out trying to play the thing.
No, she's switching devices. She'll have to get to her other device and then let herself back onto the panel.
Gotcha.
It'll take her a minute. Sometimes, Bonnie, it takes her a little time. It's not because she's slow, it's because her devices are slow.
Man, this stuff is like rocket science. I don't blame anybody. I still don't know I hate it. I totally had one going and left somebody there because I hit the wrong X. I felt so stupid. I couldn't get back in. I got in my own backstage and couldn't get back in. I felt stupid. I could see it, but I couldn't get into my own thing. At least she's better than she ain't gonna do that. So stupid.
Well, of all that complaining I just heard, you keep coming back, Cola. You're doing just fine. Just it gets easier. The more you do it, the more buttons you push, the more you know what to do.
Yeah, I guess you got to push the wrong ones a couple times. Funny. I was saying how I kicked myself out of mine and got stuck in my own backstage. So stupid. I couldn't get back in there. I had to get help to get in a different way. I don't know how in the world I got to my own backstage. Couldn't get in.
The best of us.
I can't pick on you about that, Cole. I did the same thing to myself. My first
I can't
stream.
hear Bonnie. Is her volume different on this device? She's.
Am I okay?
No,
Yeah,
I hear you.
Okay, we're good.
Check, check.
She's a little glitchy.
It's just kind of
Squirrel
quiet.
glitchy. You're glitchy, Carl.
See, I know everybody hates Ellen, but she just so reminded me. There was this one stand-up really, really old before she had a talk show or anything, and she said it twice. She's like, I went in this health food store, and the lady's like, your aura's brown. She's like, I was like, your aura's brown. What a stupid thing to say to me. And like, same thing, repeated what they said. What a stupid thing to say to me. For like years, every once in a while, Destiny, when she says something I don't like, my daughter, I'll be like, what a stupid thing to say to me. She does it back and stuff. It's stupid, but that's so reminded me of it. I thought it was hilarious, especially the second time. I can't remember what it was, but whatever they say, repeated it. I'm sorry.
Kind of like, I know you are, but what am I?
Yeah, it's just that what a stupid thing to say to me. I just think she's so funny. I hate that she might be a horrible person because I really used to really like her. I don't care what people do, what sexuality they are, or whatever, but she might be like one of them, I thought she was funny.
Pamela, you did fine on my panel.
Yes, you did.
I mean, she might have had to come back a couple times, but it wasn't 80 times.
It's definitely real scary at first. There's no doubt about it. But I feel like, it gets better, but I'm not used to doing it on my own as much. I don't get nervous on other panels, really. Not really. It's whenever I'm doing my own thing. Because you have to be responsible, and it just, I don't know. It's just different.
Is that why you wanted me there for the first lives that you did, just to make you less nervous? What was that?
Yeah. I needed you to hold my hand. What you mean? I was scared.
Oh, you're doing fine. I might miss the lives, but I know you're doing them.
You're okay.
She is rotten to the core.
Yeah, she even thinks I'm in there getting something to eat.
There's
So
been
I
a couple
can't.
times, Cola, that I go to bed, and then right after I go to sleep is apparently when you went live, and then you end it right before I wake up. So I miss it by that much both ways.
And see, no, yeah, but you be up 30 hours any other time. I don't know how you do that. But yeah, I do them very late. And I do it on purpose. I'm trying to stay out of people's way, and most people aren't doing their thing around that time. So it works out good as far as getting out of everybody's way. Sometimes, you know.
What's up, Count?
Don't push the back button.
Here's the thing about that, Cola, and I've come to realize this, that, you know, like if Bonnie goes live, I won't, because she's doing the same kind of thing as I am. If there's another person I know that's like always news oriented, you know, and they're live, that's different than me. If somebody else I know that does music all the time, they're live, that's also different than me. So even if somebody that else you know is live, they have a different thing going. They're going to have different people there. There are
Well,
people who like me that sometimes I need to just talk to people. You know, I'm not
right.
looking for
Well,
entertainment.
I wouldn't just pop up if you, Bonnie, Indy, all the people that I would hang out in your chats, I would not just pop up. But if I schedule one, I don't know what to do after. That's my heart. I've only ever
No, you leave it scheduled. That. I just sent you a message actually and told you thank you,
yeah.
because
Oh,
then I don't have to stay on so late at night, and you're live, and we can all go over there. Four
right.
Corners, good to see you. And
Bonnie, Bonnie,
I wasn't talking about that. That's Camel was talking about. I wasn't saying that. But
oh,
I would
it's not my
say
fault.
definitely. I wouldn't have done. I would not be popping up on you. Not unless you said, "Hey, I'm about to end it. Do you want to go?" That's different. But I wouldn't. I just don't think it. You know, we all have all are the same people pretty much, and it just makes more sense. And it's like, for me, it's a respect thing, because I respect you and Carl and Indy and all the people that I know. I have respect for y'all. So I would never want to like show any forms of disrespect. And that's the only reason why, like, without like having a conversation or something, at least, you know. But only reason I scheduled it too was because I did one last Wednesday and there wasn't anybody on. So I was like, maybe. And everybody keeps saying I need to be more consistent. And, you know, so I have to start, I have to at least if I'm going to be, I figured Wednesdays.
Do what me and Bonnie do, Cola. All right, do what me and Bonnie do. If I'm live, Bonnie comes to my live. If she's live, I go to her live. Now that's mixing a couple of audiences. I think that's how some people found other channels and stuff. So if I'm live, come over. I'm sure Bonnie feels the same way.
Now you got me thinking. I don't know how Camel. They all do come from each other's chats. You know, we come from each other's chats. We're like, oh yeah, wait, y'all went to who's? I don't even know though. I can't remember. It's like I feel like I've always been going, but obviously I haven't. I just don't remember. I know the first live stream I ever watched was Prepping 101, and that was like somebody in my real life was like, dude, these planes, and he was talking about monkey works. He's like, you got to see the stream. So I did, and then I met Hawk on that stream and saw he had one, so I went there, and then Hawk. One night he was ending a stream. He's like, let's all go to Dangerous Freedoms. And that's about as far as I follow it. From there, you know, there's so many people I am sub to. But back in the day, that's how it all started. I do know that much.
Yeah.
You know, I bet it was Indy for Bonnie anyway. Maybe you too, Camel, because you know she does that a lot. She'll you'll think it's her because it's on her channel, but then you click it and somebody else, and you're like, oh, okay. And then you sub to her.
Back then, Cola, I was there when you showed up at 101, and Bonnie too. And I was like, I remember when Bonnie started, and I remember, you know, I remember people finding Dangerous Freedom from 101 and the vice versa, you know, and it was mixing up back then. And back then I had a computer set up. I'm a lot better on a keyboard. I've been using a phone for 2 years straight. Back when I ever get it back going, when I had a keyboard, I was dropping links everywhere and all kinds of, sharing people's channels out and doing all that because it was a lot easier when you're on a computer. And everybody was, and it's like the first time I ever really started talking in a chat was 101. Next thing you know, I was on their panel. and I met a whole bunch of people doing that. And next thing you know, I went over to Dangerous Freedom. I made one comment in his chat. I don't remember what it was. Boom,
You
I was
got a
blue.
wrench. Yep.
He modded me immediately. And then I don't remember if I was invited or I just decided to go up on his panel. And I got like the warmest welcome. I still cherish it because he made me feel like this is where I need to hang out, And then I did. And from there, I've met hundreds of people now. And
Yeah,
I
but
might
technically,
not.
you didn't go on his first. You went on 101's first. So many people did Dangerous's first, as far as going on the panel. I know that was my first one. And actually, I did the backstage before I did the live. He would do. I would always wait for him to be like, "Okay, I'm about to end it. Here's the backstage link, and then or here's the link," and then he would end it, and I'd go to the backstage. So I was like, that was a lot to me.
When this was all happening, there was, Hawk, there was Liberty Freedom, there were people constantly going live. All right, I remember spending 48 hours once just jumping panel to panel, one panel to the next for 2 days straight, right? Because so many people were live. There were it was a little different back then. I think there was more activity going on, more people finding the platform and stuff. Now I feel like it's usually just us, the people we already know in the community. Once in a great while, somebody new will show up, enter the fray, stick around. I'm not talking about trolls or not. I'm talking about real people, but it doesn't happen very often. It kind of feels like, I don't know if we did it to ourselves or not, but I feel like all of this community is kind of in their own little box, their own little section.
Well, but I think it's growing. I mean, I'm seeing new names all the time. And even on yours, when you're late at night, I've noticed more people from other countries, the UK, Scotland, with the different hours.
Yeah, but those are most of those people I already know. I mean, I'm on a lot of forum streams too that you guys probably don't see, right? I get around more than just this community. But
I get around.
I get around more than a Detroit streetwalker.
I go to a few others, but I'm like more shy when I'm outside of our little box. Like you're saying, like it doesn't feel, people are not, I don't know if you guys do many live streams outside of like where everybody knows each other, but they don't share links or really say hi to every person that comes in. It's a very different feel. Like, they different in their chats. It's like I feel nervous other places.
Well, I kind of get a kick out of it because I can go to a chat of a very famous YouTuber. I won't say any names because it's happened at several places. But I'll be in a chat with thousands of people, not tens. You know what I mean? There'll be literally thousands of people in that chat, and I'll just watch. And sure as shit, I'll see somebody I know, and I'll just put their name like I always greet everybody, and I'll put my name, and most people spot me. All right, so this has become like a game to me, like I'll be at somebody's, like David Neo Rodriguez or somebody like that's chat, which I don't go there much anymore, but I used to. And I'd see somebody I know from this community and I'll put their name in there and they're like, Camo, it's like, it's funny. All right. Because I've been in chats where I've found up to 10 people I know in one of those super fast moving chats. It's just really hard to say anything to anybody in those.
It's really cool to do though, ain't it? You're like, oh, you watch this too?
Yeah. And that's it. I've seen Kush in some of the chats that I go to because I go to other places also. And I've seen several people. And what Pamela said a while ago, that surprises me because I thought that I have known Pamela Barone since Primetime Patriot.
Pamela's been around you for 4 years, Bonnie.
I know, but I thought that it was from Primetime Patriots, and that's how I found Hawk. And then something happened there. Hawk said, find me on YouTube. Went to YouTube, there's Hawk. But I didn't watch it all the time. And then somehow, some way, I don't know, Prepping 101, I think because Hawk was talking about prepping and stuff, and so I know I found JW Survival and Prepping 101 seems like about the same time. North Shore Preparedness, that's another one we never mention whenever we talk about losses. Sean,
Sean.
he was awesome, and he's Metal for Breakfast's brother. And that's how I knew Metal for Breakfast was through Sean. And so it kept building from there. And then Our Neck of the Woods, and Gigi, and then Liberty Warrior. And then Liberty Warrior asked me to be a mod. And so I agreed to it, but I was like, I have no clue what to do. I am clueless. And they said, just greet people. And I said, I can do that. I'll just greet people.
Yeah,
I remember all of that.
great mod. She's like the best. I learned from her because I don't know, and I still I'm sure there's a lot to learn, but I didn't know that you were supposed to share other people's and all the things like
Yeah.
you can subscribe just as a reminder and stuff. Like I
Well,
India
some of
great.
the channels won't allow that. They won't allow you to share links. And
Correct.
so
Especially outside of us.
yeah, it's real iffy when you go to a lot of the other places. One of the Texas channels that I'll pop into every so often to see what they're talking about. I don't agree with them, but I still want to know what's up because they seem to be getting a pretty good following. And anything I put in chat, it's deleted immediately because
Wait,
it's not.
where?
It's one of the Texas channels that I watch. Um, they're real into Texas seceding, and I just don't think it's time. And if I say anything like that, they delete my comment immediately.
I remember when you showed up at Prepping 101s, and then I remember seeing Gigi show up at Prepping 101s. I remember seeing you guys make friends. I know I was Gigi's first sub. I think I was your first sub. Because I, like Al just said,
Mhm.
you snagged him out of 101's chat. You came in there. I probably vetted you. And then I remember you being there as a mod at 101's, and he didn't even know who you were. I mean, he acted
Yes,
like, and
yes,
I was like determined to get you on the panel so you could meet 101. So, but he's kind of self-minded, you know. He never paid attention
yes.
as much,
You
and
know
it
who
was
got me? You know who got me up on the panel? Jeff Bear.
yeah,
Who?
yeah. He's a good
Jeff
guy,
Bear.
man.
Bear
I,
Truth.
I
yep,
guess I don't know that one.
Jeff's a good guy. I'm in.
You'd know him if you heard his voice.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
because he's been on Bushcraft and he's been on 101. And yeah, he was there a lot on 101. And
101, Professor Flashlights.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when Gigi had to switch her schedule and couldn't go live. That's how this started. She said, "You go live when I can't." And I said, "I don't know how to do all that." And she said, "You already have a channel." And I said, "No, I don't." And she said, "Yeah." And she went and looked and she said, "You got 26 subs." And I said, "For what? There's nothing there."
It's a way of
So,
keeping track of people by when
yeah.
when Ron passed away, when Dangerous Freedom After Dark. All right, when he passed away, several people did shows, and I went into every chat and subbed to everyone, even the people that didn't do content, because it was kind of a way of trying to keep in touch. And it's funny because over the last couple of years, some of those people start doing content, and out of the blue, all of a sudden, you know, Yorga's live? What? You know, I mean, it's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I would have done that. I think I've missed a lot of people along the way because I didn't do that. And I just recently found somebody said a long time ago that you can only sub to so many people. So I would like be like not clicking on every person. And not that long ago, somebody said they don't think that's true, or it's a really large list. Like you. So I just started subbing everybody I see a link now, but I didn't used to do that because I thought I was going to run out. Is that stupid? You don't run out?
That
Not
depends,
sure.
Cola, because some people were limited to the amount of subs they can have. All right, there
I haven't
was
hit
some,
it yet, but I wish I'd
but
have
there's
known
a
that a long time
ratio.
ago was all.
Well, what I think it is it's like a ratio. You know, if a lot of people sub to you, maybe you can sub to more. Maybe it's something like that. But I know for sure that YouTube, without your knowledge or notice, they unsub you from people. All right,
It's
and
really good to see you.
it was happening quite a bit for the last year and a half or something. Many times I would go to a channel that I regularly go to, and I was unsubbed. I might even still be modded, but I was unsubbed. I know
Yeah,
for damn sure that I didn't unsub. So they
yeah,
take that liberty. So it may be that once you get so many subs, you might lose some of those. Maybe it's because you're not watching it or whatever, you know. I don't
yeah.
know, but there is some inconsistencies. Hey, Sherry.
And that's even they mess with the views numbers, they mess with the the how many people are watching at the time that you're live. They mess with how many subs you have. Poor Chuck, he hit 666 subs,
I
and he was
remember.
all freaked out, and he kept on, somebody please sub me and get me off of that number. And so we got several people to sub him and get him off of that number, and then they put him right back to it.
Yeah, I remember the whole ordeal, man. He was stressing out about that. Like
It's
you could
like
see
they
it.
realized he was freaked out and they were just playing with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was trying to get him subbed too, and I know I got him subbed. But the number remained the same. They were messing with him. He wasn't the only. Somebody else, the same thing happened to. Forget who it was, but somebody else went through the same shit.
Mhm.
Thanks for
And that's
having
what,
me. I think I'm going to jump down and maybe even have a glass of wine or something. So
All
I
right, well, we'll see
appreciate
you
you,
in a little
Cola.
bit. If that's the
Huh?
case,
Yeah,
we'll see you in a little while.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll see you guys. I'm going to still be here in chat. I'll
Are
talk to
you a
you.
mod?
I am.
Drop your link in the chat so
Okay.
that everyone knows where to go. And when are you starting?
And I get, I don't know what time it is there. 45 minutes. In
Yeah,
my
it's like
world,
At
it's
midnight.
so, yeah, you too. Some people it's like 9 and 10 o'clock. It's different for everybody, but for me,
Right.
it is. All right.
no,
Good
I
night.
think everybody. I think Cola's going live here in less than 45 minutes now. 43 minutes from now. So
Hey,
if you
Randy
want to
Smith,
see
good to
that,
see you.
I think her channel's worthy of growing. Give her some love, man. Who's gonna drop her link? I can't do it.
She's gonna drop it. I asked her if she would drop it in the chat.
Definitely.
And
Did I say hello to you, Miss Minder Sue? And what's up, Lady Smith? Sometimes I can't remember because I see the same people in different chats, and you say hello to them, and you can't remember when you see them in the next chat. Did I say hello to them already?
there it is, y'all. Sub her up. Let's get her going. Because she's a good person. She's a
Let's get her
sweetheart.
channel built up so she's really good and embarrassed when she goes live.
And when her and Ghetto get into it, I just love it. They just like brother and sister or something. Yep. Thank you,
Did
Sherry.
anybody claim the 5:30 to 5:45 a.m. time slot Eastern Standard Time?
Oh, Lord, no.
All right, I think I might claim that time slot then.
Oh, my
5:30
goodness.
to 5:45 a.m. Eastern
Well,
Standard
why?
Time, of course.
Then I'm going to miss them all because, good
Well,
grief.
it'll only be 15 minutes because you got to allow for 15 minutes of commercial. So, you know.
Oh, everybody knows I'm just mean as all get out, Cola. I'm just the meanest guy. Everybody knows that.
So Get like 15 minutes of me talking and like 15 minutes of like beer products or accessories or something, you know.
All right, wildlife. Well,
Bonnie, before you go anywhere and do anything, can you try something for me? Your microphone is like staticky. Try turning the volume down a hair on your microphone and then say something.
does this help? Just doing that?
A little bit, but just try. If you've got your volume completely bottomed out there, that might be what's happening. Just a hair down on the volume of your mic may fix it all.
Okay, I don't know how to change the volume on my mic. I changed the volume on my phone. Does that help?
No, that you have to go to those little settings where the three dots are. You go to settings, and it'll show you your microphone level. Sometimes they put it on an automatic, and the automatic is what causes some problems. Sometimes you got to play with it.
I don't know how to drop a link on my phone. So if anyone can drop Wildlife's link, I would appreciate that also. If he's going to start doing.
No, I'm just kidding. I specialize in non-tent. Everybody else does content. I do non-tent.
Okay, where's the volume?
Unless it snows there.
Oh, that'll definitely be content worthy.
Settings. How am I going to get back out of this after I do this?
Okay, now Bonnie, again, it's if you want to do something on your phone. If I wanted to do something in the YouTube chat, for instance, I have to leave the stage. I got to leave the panel. You can come back to your own StreamYard anytime. All right, as long as it's active and somebody's there with you, you know, all you have to do is come back to the backstage and let yourself on the panel again. But you can leave and go do something and come back, like dropping links or whatever. You can always do it that way.
Testing, check.
Check.
Sounds pretty good. Did you turn that volume down?
Yes, I did. And I didn't get lost.
That was a close one.
Well, it's still a little bit glitchy. Are you, I always ask people, are you around a LED light, a fluorescent light, a fan, anything like that?
All of the above. What, like, do you hear me glitchy?
I hear you. I mean, there's like there's something. Yeah, kind of glitchy, yeah, a little bit.
Well, poo.
I didn't use the letter B. All right, I wasn't saying it was I'm not calling you nothing.
I didn't say you were calling me anything. It's just, I know sometimes you sound glitchy, but you don't hear it.
Right, I know.
Sounds like Mike is turned up too high still. I'm loud. Okay, I can quit putting it close to my face because that's when I'm on the phone. I think that I have to talk right into the mic. So is it better if it's further away from me?
It might be a little bit better.
Check.
Okay. What's up, Andy?
Hey, Andy.
I think it is better, Bonnie. I think maybe you were too close to it. Because,
maybe I was too close to mine. I don't know. Well, I'll just back up a little bit. Calm down. Let's back up.
The concept is it's a voice actuated microphone. All right. And to explain them, they came out with these decades ago, but it's a microphone that really isn't even working until it receives a sound. So, like when multiple sounds are coming in, or somebody's talking while somebody else is talking on the panel, it'll interrupt that voice actuated control of the microphone. The same way that talking too loud into it, like, saturates the microphone, is what they call it. And that's where you can get glitchy with that.
Well, if it's good right now, I've got it propped up and it's away from me, and
you don't sound terrible. I've heard a whole lot worse, Bonnie.
But you forgot there's a new wave. There's people that will sit in their car welding the Bluetooth. I mean, as loud as it can be, and you can just hear their whole conversation. And I'm like, man, I don't want to know all that stuff.
Oh, I know. And
you know, you can't help but hear it, you know.
Because some of my kids, they're pretty soft spoken also, and so I have to turn it up louder so I can hear it. And if I open the door, I know I'm sharing our conversation with the world.
I like that
Nope.
thing. There's some people you should never put on speakerphone.
It's like a concert, you know.
Whoa, Benjamin. Yeah, but whoa.
Right.
Well, you know, it was a little weird there. I don't know about old Dave, but he was telling us all to quit YouTube, and I'm not going to quit YouTube. And I
Nope.
heard Hawk on the same, it's his channel. I heard Hawk saying, he's never leaving the battlefield. And I just, ever since I heard Dave telling people to get off of this platform, I've been a little slighted. I don't, you know, I don't know what to feel about that. I don't listen to him anymore. Right? I don't go there no more. But I like Hawk.
Man, Elaine.
I can listen to Hawk. But I hate it when people tell me what to do. That's one of my biggest issues in life. Why do you think I'm fucking the way I am? Why do you think I
Yes.
had all those troubles growing up? You know,
Yep. We're the rebels.
I don't
I don't.
remember telling anybody here what to do. I always try to word it like, you know, this is what I would do, or this is what I have done. You know, I'm not gonna just direct or control anybody. I don't want that. I don't want to be controlled, and I don't want to control.
Nope. No, I don't quite agree with that. I mean, I would have to be pretty destitute to even think about asking. But I know I have things I can sell. I have a good rapport with my bank. I can get a loan. I'm just. I would just have to. I'd have to be under the bridge.
It says the gal who helped talk me into doing just that.
Well, but okay, that's because
Every
that's
shoe is
the way
different.
I
You know,
am.
everybody walks 1,000 miles on their own journey. You know,
That's right.
inevitably, I hope we all reach that one good goal, that greater place beyond. But until then, you know, all our journeys are different. Our paths are different. Our past brought us together tonight. You know.
Exactly.
Well,
Amen. And that's. I just believe that if it, I would just like I did for you. You know, I think that if it got that bad or something, if someone was able, they would know it. And
Oh yeah.
that's just the way it would be. You know, and that's how God provides. It could be a total stranger, it can be on the internet, it can be wherever, and there you go. It's there.
Yeah.
it's been a strange process to me, all right? Because
That's too sweet.
it has. I promise to keep things anonymous, so it's hard to, you know, it's hard to thank people who have stepped forward to help me. I've received quite a bit of support that just, it's humbling. All right.
Yeah.
It's not, it ain't easy for me to ask for help. All right. I don't really want help. I don't want to have to ask for help. I want to be independent. I want to be able to take care of myself. That's the way I've always wanted it.
I think
But
that's the way most patriots are. That's the republic. And
well, this is the thing that gets me, Bonnie, is that even when I did have family and when I did have close friends, you know, which I've told you all, they're all gone. But when
yeah,
I got more support from this community than I ever did from them. All right, it's a very strange feeling. I mean, y'all, I don't know if you know, but I've got a brand new set of tires. All right. They lost one. So I just finalized and I got refunded partially today. But I got brakes. I've almost got enough to put the tires on the rim, and I almost got enough to buy a new battery. I almost got everything I need to be mobile and on the road again. And it would have probably took me another fucking year to do that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I work, I make money, I've got bills like everybody else, and the cost of living is fucking unreal. So I mean, I was thankful to have my bills paid at the end of the month and that stuff, but I wasn't getting ahead. All right, I'm sitting here in a field like a rotten truck. All right, I feel like a truck rusting away in a field. I'm not getting
Mhm.
anywhere. So the people that have helped, I feel like like they're gonna see what I do with it. Number one, I'm not gonna what would be the word? Waste the opportunity. I'm going to use every bit of this for exactly what I said I was going to do. And I'm almost there. It's like I'm right on the edge, but I'll get there. Oh, it's going to take. There's been no work here at all. I mean, even the boss doesn't have work. He's working on his own furniture and shit. So, but that can't last forever. There's gonna, I'll, everything's going to work out, man.
Oh my goodness. 1149 for 18 eggs. Oof. Well,
Elaine, I ordered 6 tires. They're hard to find, only one brand made, and I got 5 in the mail. They lost one. And even though 5 will get me by for right now, I still need that 6th tire. And, that's,
yeah. Well, and see, that's where it's different, Carl. Like, I mean, there's people, when I see good people that are needing a hand up, if I'm able, I'm going to do it. And whenever, like, when y'all do the auctions, when you did an auction, when Rescue did an auction, when you did yours, I was a little broke. But, and, um, and then, like, Indy, I think she puts on a really good program. And so I think it's great that she's monetized and can get help that way. So that's, if it's good people, if it's real people, I totally support them.
they're
It.
providing content, Bonnie. That's the plan. All right. I'm going mobile. I'm going to drive to every one of these YouTubers that have invited me to their place, which is a whole bunch of them. I'm not kidding. There's 100 people I've invited me all over this country, and I'm going to make content out of that. I'm going to show people. All right. I'm gonna stop everywhere that's interesting. All right. I want to get
Yeah.
part of the thing. Yeah, I can make money. I can sew and do repairs and all kinds of stuff all the way across the country. But I also plan to make content of it.
Yeah.
I've talked to a lot of people in the back channels, not from this platform, but I have their information. They call me, text me. I talk to a lot of people all the time. And I've got some plans. I'm not sure where it's going to happen, but I'm going to do some videos. There's a lean-to that I've made that was the best lean-to setup I've ever seen or used or anything. And I want to do another one of those. I want to make a video of doing that, but I need somebody's property that's willing to let me do that and that it'll last. Now I've got people that have not only given me an invite, but they're like home bases where I could return to, leave some stuff there, that kind of stuff, to where if I was able to pull this off across country, that's dream living to me.
Yeah. Oh, that's how you do it. Okay. I was like, I
Definitely.
don't know how to put it up on screen now on my phone. I figured it out.
I do that anyways, Runner, and you know I'll be coming to see you. You gave me the invite a long time ago. And I'll get the info through Hawk. You just got to authorize it because I'm in contact with Hawk. I've been for years. And, but,
Bless your
you know,
heart, too.
I automatically do that. I help people. I mean, I'm not trying to justify anything or anything, but I do a lot of that, you know, where if somebody is not physically able of doing something, I've always been there to help them. And I can't wait to go and meet rescue, for instance, because I could spend a couple days with rescue and we can get something done. All right. It, he is such a good example because here he is in that chair and he's out there building shit and digging stuff and he don't let it stop him. You know, that's the kind of guy I think needs support. I'd be so willing to spend time helping him with his projects. I'd get a kick out of it, but I'd also feel pretty good helping him.
Who's that?
Rescue.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'd put me to work too if I come and visit you.
And you know, you keep saying that, and I'm thinking, doing what? Well, okay, yeah, we want the living room painted. Can you paint?
Like a pro, because I did it. I actually can paint like a pro.
Yeah. But
I
it's going to be
painted
a long time before
buildings.
you come this way.
Here's my references. I've painted concrete factories hanging by ropes and rigging off the sides. I've painted industrial buildings with letterings on them. I've done full wall murals. I've done interior, exterior house painting. I worked on apartment painting crews where we go in and paint 3-4 apartments a day, you know, 3-4 man crew. I've done all kinds of pickling. If you don't know, pickling is kind of like a stain that you wipe away and it leaves a desired pattern. You know, I've done all kinds of, you know, antiquing and spray painting. I've done automobile painting. I've done oil painting. I've done some painting.
Yeah, me too, back in the day. Just
I was what they call a cut man.
day.
Because what they used to call a cut man is the guy that's tallest in the crew. You know, because I'm over 6 foot, I could take a 3.5 inch diagonal purdy. It's called a PURDY. It's the best brush out there. You take your purdy cut brush, and I could go in and do all the corners of the ceiling, all the way down to the floor, do all around the windows. So then the rollers or the sprayers can come in right behind you and do the big surfaces. So I was really fast and a good cut man.
Interesting, huh? Map from 1942.
Yeah.
I can't grab the link, but I can get it later. That's weird that I can't get the link on the phone also.
It's different on the mobile.
Mm-hmm.
It is different on the mobile device.
But I can't get the link out of chatty on StreamYard either.
I think
No,
you got to double back, and you can stay in this tab for just have a different tab, like have YouTube open but muted, and I think you probably could do it that way.
they used to let me do that, Watt. Now they don't let me do it. I can't have the second tab.
Oh, you
open
can't?
anymore.
Oh,
I was going to
yeah,
say,
that
I
makes too
could
much
never
sense, yeah.
figure that one out. That's I could only share if somebody. Well, I don't even know how I could share on the phone. I told Carl how he could do it, but I don't know. I forgot what I told you, Carl.
Wait a minute. You don't want me to remember, I hope.
Can American? That's cute, Sherry.
Yeah, that'd be an awful big state. How's the electoral vote going to work with that state if it's all one state?
Who's that?
And that's
Canada.
Canada being
Where's
the
that at?
51st. Trump said he's going to make Canada the 51st state.
Really?
Yeah.
It would have to be like the
No, it couldn't be just
51st.
51. It'd have to be another one. Like when
Yeah,
they
it'd
did
be like,
Hawaii and Alaska, made it an even number.
right. It'd have to be like 51
Can't just have
through
one
70.
odd star, you know?
So the other one would probably be Mexico, and no, we don't need that.
No, no, no,
They
no, no,
have,
no, no. Canada would have to be like 20 states on its own.
and I know. Well, and so this one guy that I saw talking, he said that doesn't mean Alberta, that doesn't mean Quebec, that doesn't mean the Netherlands, that doesn't mean it's like just Canada. So I've been wanting to look at a map. I've got a globe in there. I need to look at it and see what is considered as just Canada.
Talking about
Because
changing the name of Texas.
what?
Yeah, they're saying changing it to Texarkana.
Don't mess with Texas.
That'll
We're
The
cause
new
gonna.
official state name of Texas, Texarkana.
Oh no 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 no! We already have a city called Texarkana.
Really?
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a
There you go. That'll be the new capital.
It's right on the
Mm,
state line lot.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah.
It's right on the state.
Thought that was just a myth in a country music song.
No, it's there.
Really a Lincoln Park too.
I've stayed in Texarkana.
I
Yeah.
gotta see it. I gotta visit it. I don't believe it.
There's really a Lukenbach, Texas.
They had a
We're
truck
fine.
stop and a really cool tourist spot in our Texarkana back in the day. I can't remember if it was a Stuckey's or something like that, but it was something like that.
Yeah. Or Bucky's. Bucky's is a pretty good one. They have the cleanest restrooms ever.
There's got 14 people in there cleaning them.
Yes.
Speaking of restrooms, I stopped at this gas station chain earlier today, and when I went to go in the door, I seen this like piece of paper with some info, and it was taped to the door, and it said, no, it was a plaque, and it said, "Drug monitoring devices in use"
Oh
on the
wow.
bathroom door, and I walked in, and I was already laughing because of that. I'm thinking, what is a drug monitoring device in use in the bathroom? And
It's in the toilet testing your pee.
it was one of them type of deals where it was only one stall, and the whole stall door was just ripped completely off the hinges. There was no door there no more.
Oh my
I
goodness.
said, man, I don't know what's been going on in here, but I won't be coming back to this establishment.
Is that like a legal clause of telling you they got cameras in there?
I mean, what is a drug monitoring device in the bathroom?
They're probably saying test this.
I don't know. I couldn't get out of there quick enough.
One place that I wiped, we had to wipe.
Wiped.
One place I worked, we had to wipe every flat surface in the bathroom down with Armor All.
Armor All.
Yep, you can't line out Coke on Armor All.
Oh wow.
I felt like I was in a gas station that was on Unsolved Mysteries at one time. I'm like, man, I don't want to be that mystery.
The Law and Order bathroom.
Right. But that's one of the motel rooms we went into. We saw the bleach spots on the bedspread, and it looked like a crime scene, and I was like, no. I went back. I want a refund.
What? I'm still trying to imagine that. Like, imagine if you piss dirty in the toilet and like sirens and lights and this go off and shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't want to do nothing. I mean, it was one thing to have the plaque, but to go in there and it just looked, the whole stall door was just gone. I'm like, man.
Hey, Remote, good to see you.
Probably went in there to buy something, but that whole little ordeal, yeah, I couldn't get out of there quick enough. I wasn't supporting them.
Yeah, I'd sleep in the truck and pee in the bushes, Wayne. I get it. What's up, remote?
Goodness. Yeah, it is toxic, but guess it keeps them from doing a line. Weird.
Yeah, I wanted to ask somebody, but at that point I didn't. You know?
Right?
Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of got you there, don't they?
Yes, there was some pretty bad ones that we went into, but it was like, gotta go.
Like, what happens if it's too bad of a substance? They just lock the doors and you can't get out. You know?
That's what I mean. It's like a subject as drugs in a system. Warning, warning. You know,
Warning.
robots come out of the walls and grab you or something. You never know.
Robot drones, yeah, drop from the ceiling. Yep.
Yeah.
Stand down, human.
So
I just came in here to get a polar pop. I just wanted a cold drink.
Lisa. Yeah. I can't.
Can anybody drop Polo's link that just subbed to her, maybe? Or Ridge Runner, do you have Cola's link? Chessboard still here? I don't know. Thank you, Cola. Cola's still here. Okay.
Bingo.
Dun dun dun. Cola's here.
Oh, listen to this. My daughter just found it. Brave sensors prevent fatal overdoses from happening in public bathrooms by detecting occupancy, absence of movement, or depressed breathing. Take comfort knowing that if somebody is overdosing on the other side of your washroom door, you'll instantly be alerted. So there's some kind of an alert system.
Well, that's BS because of the way I two-stepped out of there, it should have went off. I promise you.
That's just an excuse of why they can go in there, chloroform you, and take you out on a stretcher without anybody being suspicious.
Well, I don't know. We did have a woman pass away in one of our convenience store restrooms. Yes.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, sure enough, they had a plaque right there on the bathroom door as you went in.
I'd never heard of it. She found it.
It's trending, obviously. Didn't even know about it.
Yep. Yes, Richard. Thank you for subbing. Somebody had asked for the link, and I can't do that. Y'all have the power.
Bathroom, what? I just have to admit, I think I have trust issues.
You have to what?
I just have to admit, like that stuff with that bathroom, I think I have trust issues.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, don't we all? We trust nothing anymore. One thing. Trust in Jesus. That's it. I trusted somebody once. Yeah, I did too.
It's one of those things that's great to get, but it's hard to get back sometimes once it's broken to a certain level, you know?
Oh, it is. Yeah.
You know, all we can do is just forgive at that point.
Well, I had to learn that lesson like 100 times just to make sure.
Oh, we all do it.
Oh, goodness, maybe that. Sorry about that. Those 2 books I got. Mm.
You know, some things in life you just can't unsee. Anybody talks about a porta potty, my mind goes back to this video. All right, there's a video. It exists on the internet, and it was at a party here in Michigan. People I know were there, and other people recorded it, and ended up on the internet, which it shouldn't even be there. Right? This is one of the weirdest, grossest, saddest, wrongest things I've ever seen. But apparently, it starts off like this woman walking up to a porta potty, going, "You bitch, I'm gonna kick your ass, you fucking blah 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 blah," and she ends up. This girl on her own ends up pushing the porta potty over, and out the door rolls this naked dude and naked girl. All right, and they're covered.
Oh man.
Right? I mean, they're literally covered in it, like they were rolling in mud or something. And the girl that was screaming gets on top of the skinny little blonde girl and beats the living snot out of her. All right, and then the poor beat up little cheating girl or whatever, she is just standing there while people are talking to her. She's completely nude, covered in shit, and this just goes on. But in the end of the video, it shows this girl naked, covered in shit, walking down this country road by herself. She just kept walking. She just walked away from the party, from everything, covered in shit, disgraced with her ass beat. Just some shit you see.
It was a real chit show.
Literally, it was a shit show.
I can't even look at a porta potty without thinking about that.
Some of our friends rolled one that my brother was
I
in.
have seen them, yeah, be leaned over where they do kind of a domino effect. I've seen them.
Oh, that would be horrible.
Yeah.
Make you want to hurt somebody.
That's why you always have a friend standing out there. Guard me.
Yeah, I don't think there was any hose, Wayne. It was out in the farmer's field or something.
Amen, Navy Vet. We used to. There was this horse. I don't know if it was plastic. I don't know what it was. One of our restaurants had this horse on top of it. Well, it was a portable horse. So it became a game every weekend to hide the horse somewhere. It could be in the river, standing in the river, or wherever. So they'd put it back. And finally, they got rid of the horse, but they had opened a porta potty business. And so then after the horse, it was porta potties would pop up in the darndest places up on top of a building or wherever.
Wonder what they did with the horse. That would be pretty cool.
I don't know. I know. I would like to have had that horse because it was life size.
There's one in town,
Here in town? Really?
but I think it's heavy.
Oh.
I don't know what it's made of. They had a contest when it first got there to name it.
There's some place downtown here that's got a big horse, like up on their upper balcony. I forget what they are. Some type of bar.
Yeah. We have a sculptor here. Some may have heard of him. Benini.
Houdini?
Benini. He's from
Panini?
Italy. Yeah.
Oh, the sandwich guy.
He's from Italy. And one of his best friends owns a restaurant in California. I think his name is Giuliano something like that. And that's what the restaurant's called, Giuliano's. But anyway, he makes these bowls, and they're out of metal, and it kind of looks like maybe brass or something. Some parts of it are shiny and some parts of it are rusted. And he sells those, like all the surrounding towns have these bull sculptures, and they paid a whole lot of money for them.
It's crazy you mentioned that. I got one somewhere put up. My granddad gave me, but it's like sheets of like bronze, and they're all like kind of folded together and stuff like that, similar to kind of what you're talking about.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
I think his name Robert Strauss or something like that. He used to do famous sculptures. They're really valuable. They're of horses and cowboys and stuff, and they're all out of bronze. Those are highly collectible if you ever see something like that. They're
Who
like,
made this one? I need to dig it out and see.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was this other thing that you guys made me think of back in like the Route 66 heydays, and back in the service station days when you actually had service stations. There was this muffler company that had these muffler men made. They're like 40-foot tall muffler men. They would stand there and hold the muffler for an advertisement. And over the years, the muffler shops got closed down. Those got turned into like, other attractions. They would even move them. Like one got turned into a Paul Bunyan, and they put a big blue bull babe with it and stuff. And now there's like YouTubers that go around identifying the original muffler men that have been modified into other stuff. It's kind of interesting.
Cool. Good night.
Got one of those here.
Thank
I
you
don't
for
know if it's
joining.
what you're talking about. I think so.
There was a bunch of them. You may very well have one because they were all over,
If I can remember where it's at, I'll get you a video. We got one. I know we got one.
3 blocks away. Benjamin, do you see the cars?
Well, I know right where Benjamin is. He's by these massive quarries. They're a trip. It's like looking down in, like a missing cube of Earth. It's so far down, those big monstrous dump trucks look like little toys in the bottom. All right. And that's right at the base of Chicago. And that was the beginning of Route 66. And it started there and went all the way to the shores of California. But it's still there, but only in little partial sections. Highways that became more, or newer highways that became more popular or more, they just ended up bypassing different parts of Route 66, and entire towns got abandoned because cars no longer went through them. They were bypassed on the new expressway or whatever it happened. And that's one of my goals, is to go, and because I've studied it from Google Earth and everything, and the old maps and stuff. And my plan is to go and hit as much of that as I can, right? Because I can pick up the old Route 66, still drive on a little bit of highway, get off, go around, come back, do it again. That's kind of one of my goals. Because I remember
Thank you.
Cruising Route 66 when I was a kid was a blast. I remember all kinds of things, different tourist traps and stores, and it was just fun for me as a kid. Very like toys. When I was a kid on Route 66, you could get toys you couldn't find anywhere else. All right, the only place you'd find something like that would be in one of those tourist traps, that type of deal.
I hope you're not disappointed now. I mean, that's a little bit of time left there.
Oh, I know. Like I said, I know what it looks like currently, but like I said, there's only bits and pieces of it left. There's a whole bunch of abandoned stuff left over, but I'm not expecting too much. I know it's nothing like it was when I was a kid. It's all closed down.
Joliet Road.
Don't they have a Joliet prison? Isn't Joliet prison where the Blues Brothers were, Benji?
Get your kicks. 66.
Could be.
Really? For your 60? That's what Nudie did. For her 56th birthday. Went and drove around. He traveled Route 66. Oh, cool. I was like, that would be so fun. So here they do that for their 66th birthday. Travel Route 66.
There you go.
Some of those old paper maps I have, their Route 66 says right on the front of them. You know, there used to be a 66 gas station. It was like a, you know, it was like a Sunoco or something. There used to be a whole bunch of them.
That's what we had. Wonder why they would close the prison. Yep.
I think that place looks really ancient.
I've been staring at it for a week.
I said, yes, I have Texas now. I have paper maps. Some of the cities, I have a map too. Dallas, you kind of have to have a map. Houston. Yeah. Well, I don't use Siri or any of that mess that my daughter depends on.
It is helpful.
I witnessed those GPSs giving wrong directions. You know, it was been some years ago, but they were telling you the wrong way to go, you know, and their routes may not be the one you want to follow. That's the ones they want you to follow. You know, maybe they have a gas station that endorses them or something on those routes.
Oh yeah, we make it reroute all the time because we take back roads. And then it gets all fifty. And so that's what happened when I was live that night watching lights. And my daughter said, Siri's mad at me. I'm sorry you have that emotion. We will talk about that later, but right now you need to turn left.
Let me know.
So Siri actually tells
giving you life advice and everything.
Yes.
I'm just surprised. You're telling me that Siri's actually tells gals just calm down?
Oh yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad.
Calm down. Put your hands at the 10 and 2.
She talks to it like it's a person, and I'm like, would you just listen to me?
If I get
this is where we're going.
If I get attitude in my voice with it, it gives attitude back in his voice.
Wow. Just like real life.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's true.
Nope. Looks like Cola's going live.
Well, we gotta go then.
Yep, we're ready to hop over there, and I'm gonna eat. So you don't hear me.
You got some vanilla wafers on your mind?
No, I need to eat real food. I don't have the vanilla wafers. Those don't do anything but make you bloat, and they don't fill you up. Okay, they do normal. Hey, BP, good to see you.
What's up, BP? You know, I learned a long time ago when I was young. You know, remember having an apartment but not even being able to afford food or nothing? So it was like those days. And I remember having just saltine crackers, not even peanut butter or nothing to put them on. But if you eat like 6 saltine crackers and drink a bunch of water, you didn't feel those hunger pains no more. Your stomach could quit growling and shit, you know, because they swell up in your stomach.
Yeah.
No mustard?
Crackers, beans, pinto beans will swell up in your stomach. There's a few things.
Oh, yeah, pinto beans will do it.
You know, and it's been so long. I just recently got some grits, and you know, they call it farina up here. It's not called grits, but I forgot how satisfying those are. I ate a big old plate of grits because I was hungry, and I wasn't hungry for like 24 hours, man. That like stuck to my ribs, satisfied me. I wasn't hungry for a long time. Grits, man, that'll hook you right up.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
You hook up.
it's bacon and toast, and you're good. And
Yeah,
Wildlife unfriended me because I said grits is cereal. That's how we eat it.
Well, they also do it at dinner now. Shrimp and grits has become very trendy around here.
Oh, really?
I
Because we got our
reviewed my friendship term and policy, and I refriended you.
well, she might not accept you back. No.
I refriend everybody.
I was shocked when I found out so many people eat it as a side or
Like food, like
just at dinner time whenever.
yeah.
You mean
I
grits?
mean,
Breakfast.
I
Breakfast,
understand.
gonna fry some
Breakfast.
fish and have fish.
Yep. See,
That's how they do it. Up in the north, apparently.
well, he's not in the north.
I got full signal, full battery charge, and both of you are kind of flipping out on me. Is that everybody else hearing that, or is it just me?
I heard that time.
Good night, remote.
No grits for
Maybe
me.
we
to
entered the
have.
twilight zone and we didn't realize it.
Right. No, I do love hash browns.
You know what? Somewhere in a royal hotel room, there's a guy starting to realize that his eternal fate has turned its back on him again. It's 2 a.m.
At this very moment, he's entered the twilight zone.
You don't even know that song.
Wow.
You don't even know that song, do you?
What song?
Now I'm slipping in the twilight zone.
Yes, I do, actually.
That's what he says in the beginning of the song. Somewhere in a royal hotel room, there's a guy starting to realize that his eternal fate has turned its back on him again. It's 2 a.m.
What was that detective Dragnet? Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The,
Dragnet.
name, the names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Yep. Does anyone have the link to Cola's channel, please? Indy? Maybe? James, where are you at? James Richardson. What state? You don't have to tell me where. Just
We will
curious.
make you talk. We will make you talk.
From Boston over here, man. Forget about it.
Thank you, Andy.
All right, I'll see you guys over there. Thanks for having me up here, Bunny. I'll see y'all somewhere soon.
Thank you for coming up, Carl.
All right,
You
buddy.
take care. Alrighty, we ready to end this one?
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna hop down now. Get me a midnight snack.
Yep, me too.
Appreciate you having me up as always.
Thank you for coming up. What? Always appreciate you.
Y'all have a good night.
You too. Good night. All right, everybody. Y'all jump over to Cola's. You'll get a lap there. She usually covers a bunch of stuff, so we'll see what's going on. God bless y'all. Have a good night. See you next time.